Chapter 1299. In the second round, Emperor West went first. Emperor West held a black piece and placed it in the middle board. Fong Ping placed a white piece, not caring what Emperor West would do. This time, Fong Ping did not cheat. Both of them placed their pieces one after another, extremely fast. It was difficult to win when 9 pieces formed a line. They needed to consider dozens of steps before taking a step, or even further. Heaven's fate watched for a while, frowning slightly. If Fong Ping did not cheat, the probability of him winning against his father was not high. Sigh. Heaven's fate suddenly reminded softly, a little helpless. He looked at Fong Ping, speechless. He's already made 7 pieces, why didn't you stop him? It's fine if you didn't stop him, but you placed a dead piece. Aren't you sending him to win? Fong Ping looked at him in surprise. Did he win? Soon. Emperor West looked at Fong Ping doubtfully. As a top-notch powerhouse with strong mentality, he could even deduce the arrangement of combat tactic. Not to mention this kind of game, Fong Ping had not played with him for long. How could he make a mistake? Emperor West hesitated for a moment, but still placed his piece. 8 pieces formed a line, no white pieces on either side. He was definitely going to win. At this moment, the area where Fong Ping had just placed his white piece was also an 8-piece line, but both sides were blocked. However, in the next moment, Heaven's fate was stunned. Bang! A white piece smashed a black piece that was blocking. Fong Ping said with a serious expression, "I won." The corner of Heaven's fate's mouth twitched. Emperor West also looked at Fong Ping. You brought food? Fong Ping said with a serious expression, What's wrong? No one said I can't eat pieces. In my hometown, it's allowed. Even if you didn't say it, I thought it was allowed too. I win, right? Emperor West was exhausted. Heaven's fate was also speechless. Again, playing chess with this guy Fong Ping was not a game of chess, it was a competition of words. If the rules were not complete, he would pretend that he did not say anything. Emperor West smiled helplessly, gave up, and sighed. You win, but as a king of man, taking shortcuts again and again might not be a good thing. Fong Ping nodded, saying seriously, whether it's a good thing or not. For example, I took a shortcut to cultivate martial arts and reached Broken 7 in 3 years. I always felt that there was a problem, maybe it will happen in the future. Heaven's fate, Emperor West. The father and son duo had an indescribable feeling in their hearts. They had cultivated for 3 years. The celestial pole knew about it, but the West Emperor knew about it for the first time. At this moment they had mixed feelings. What should I say? Taking shortcuts is not right. Breaking 7 in 3 years is wrong. 3 years. This old man slept for 300 years in the past. He would often go into seclusion and 30 to 50 years had passed. You've been cultivating for 3 years. What's so amazing about that? Emperor West wanted to take a deep breath, but he held it back. He still maintained the smile of an emperor. Little friend, what do you want? Should he leave, or should he wait for some treasures before continuing? Let me remind you that if you continue and lose, you won't be able to leave. Then, he added, also, if you want to play again, don't eat chess pieces, don't cover chess pieces, and don't place chess pieces consecutively. This time, he added a lot of terms. Fong Ping did not mind. He asked curiously, What benefits do you have for me? The Western Emperor smiled faintly and said, There are some benefits. Of course, you might not care. However, every time you win a match, you can ask this old man a question. As long as this old man knows the answer, I will definitely tell you. Boring. Fong Ping shook his head. 10 questions for a round. I'll continue playing with you. Or you can play with your son. He's a lousy chess player. Sooner or later, you'll die of anger. Little friend, this old man wants to play a few more rounds with you. How about 3 questions for a round? Sure. Fong Ping was easy to talk to. He smiled and said, Oh right, senior, Do you have the binding force of unity? If you do, you can give me some of this good stuff. The beast emperor had it before, but I killed it too many times. Seeing that the Shuraba was going to collapse if I killed it again, I stopped. Little friend, you're really... The Western Emperor smiled and shook his head, speechless. After a while, he said, Little friend, don't think about destroying these checkpoints. It's useless. If you didn't stop before, you might have encountered some trouble. What trouble? If you win me, I can tell you. Fong Ping smiled and nodded. Who did not know how to play chess? The celestial pole looked at Fong Ping again, a little expectant. How could Fong Ping win this time? Yes, he felt that Fong Ping could win. This guy was too cunning. Although the old man was smart, that was only for gentlemen. Against villains, it might not work. Fong Ping was a real villain. He did not even care to hide it. This time, Fong Ping made his move. After he made his move, the Western Emperor was about to make his move when Fong Ping interrupted. Senior, wait. Here comes the trouble. The celestial pole is looking forward to it. What are you going to do? The Western Emperor looked at him with a smile. What are you going to do now? Fong Ping pulled the cat that was squatting by the chessboard over. This cat is also one of the examinees this time. It should be one of us in the next round. Come, big cat. Make your move. Use the white pieces. The cat looked confused and innocent, but it still started to make its move obediently. The Western Emperor's projections' cheeks were about to twitch. How could this work? I make one move and you and the cat make two moves? What kind of game was this? I admit defeat. The Western Emperor was straightforward and continued to add, you and the cat. No, including the celestial pole, each round can only be played by one person or one cat. The Western Emperor had seen through it. This old man will continue to play with you. Let's see how many tricks you have. Every time you come, I'll block it. I'll block it until there are no more loopholes for you to play. However, at this moment, the celestial pole suddenly felt some sympathy. Not for his father, not for Fong Ping, but for the latecomers. There were loopholes in this round. However, if Fong Ping blocked all the loopholes, what would happen if the latecomers came? Unquestionable sword and the others were still considered gentlemen. They really relied on time, energy, and calculation. The few of them played against the Western Emperor. The shortest was about a year, and the longer ones spent hundreds of years. They only won once and broke out of the closed-door round. If that was the case, the celestial pole sighed. The latecomers should just play chess with his father honestly, waste time, and see if they could seize the opportunity to win once. At this moment, he had already forgotten himself. He did not actually win. When Fong Ping was done playing, even if he wanted to break out of the round, the chances were slim. Fong Ping did not care about this. He asked with a smile, Senior, I'll ask 3 questions first. You said that there would be trouble after breaking the round. What kind of trouble is it? The Western Emperor muttered, although no one has tried it before, the round is a test. The test is the goal, not destruction. If it's really destroyed, there might be some abnormalities in this place, including collapse, disappearance of the void. Someone might even make a move, some people in the void. Although they're just illusory existences, their strength won't be too weak. Breaking through 8 and 9 might not be advantageous. Fong Ping's expression was solemn. This place was still quite dangerous. Secondly, who forged the path after the gate of void? As soon as he said that, the Western Emperor's expression changed. The celestial pole was at a loss. What did he mean? At this moment, the Western Emperor's projection was really surprised. He kept staring at Fong Ping, saying solemnly, You haven't broken through 8. Even if you did, you might not be able to see some of the truth. Everything you know is more than I thought. I have some deductions about this matter, but even I am not sure. I don't know if my original body knows more. I'm just a fragment of the origin. I've intercepted a part of the origin's memory. It doesn't mean I know everything about the Western Emperor. Even so, the fact that you can know so much is beyond my imagination." He was really surprised. Fang Ping's second question was beyond his expectations. Fang Ping smiled. "Senior can just answer directly." As he said that, he looked at the celestial pole and smiled. "Celestial pole, it's better if you don't know about these things. Just cover your ears." Before the celestial pole could speak, the Western Emperor said, "You've sealed off your 6 senses. You're weak. It's not a good thing to know too much." The celestial pole was a little unwilling. He snorted and sealed off his 6 senses. "I'm not going to listen any more." Seeing this, the Western Emperor said, "After the Gate of Void is the Tao, or rather, there was no Gate of Void in the beginning. The Gate of Void was originally proposed by a few sovereigns and the Supreme Emperor. It was prepared to give the heavenly kings a chance to become sovereigns without directly becoming sovereigns in one step." The Western Emperor said slowly, "You know, in the past, the martial artists who achieved Tao and became sovereigns almost all killed a top-notch beginner powerhouse at the last moment." Fang Ping nodded. The Western Emperor said self-deprecatingly, "Do you know why they were killed? To accumulate momentum?" "Not really." The Western Emperor sighed. "Accumulating momentum is only one point. The other point is that there's still a huge gap between peak breakthrough 8 and sovereigns. We lack some things. In desperation, we can only make this choice: killing a beginner powerhouse and taking their vitality, or spiritual consciousness. The beginner powerhouses who were killed were all peak breakthrough 8. They were not weaker than us. This is fighting with our lives. Victory or defeat depends on fate. We succeeded. We killed a powerhouse. Even if we didn't kill him, we took away all of his essence, chi, and spirit to enrich ourselves. With the accumulation of 2 peak breakthrough 8 martial artists, we'll break through to the Emperor path. That's a process of crossing over. Even so, it's very dangerous. It doesn't mean we'll definitely succeed. In the past, there were more than 9 of us martial artists who reached this stage. Some people failed." The Western Emperor said softly, "Back then, for this matter, we actually hesitated and hesitated. This is the devil path. Killing a beginner powerhouse to achieve ourselves. This is the devil path." But at that time, the Myriad Tao's battle had already reached its peak. Both sides were also like fire and water. In the end, we still chose to walk this path and reach the sky in one step. And the appearance of the Gate of Void was actually to give some buffer time to peak breakthrough 8 martial artists to help them forge more powerful. The Western Emperor explained, "The original intention of everything was good. Peak breakthrough 8, peak breakthrough 3, and peak breakthrough 3. These people absorbed a lot of essence, chi, and spirit. They could have a stronger foundation and help them break through to a higher realm. There's no need to kill a beginner powerhouse to achieve themselves. The original intention was good, but in the end," the Western Emperor sighed. "In the end, there seemed to be some unforeseen events that caused the path between the Gate of Void and the Gate of Reality to break. There were some problems with the origin path. In the beginning, we thought it was an accident, because the origin path has already returned to 1. If there's a problem with the path, this represents an extremely serious problem." "What? The path is broken?" The Western Emperor sighed. "The Emperor path is broken. Previously, although it was difficult to walk, it didn't break. That time, we realized that it seemed to be broken." Fang Ping's expression changed. The Western Emperor smiled bitterly and said helplessly, "We were also very surprised. But at this time, the Divine Emperor said that we could try to forge a fake path to repair this broken path. Later, the Divine Emperor said that the path of returning to 1 is difficult to walk. If that's the case, then we can try to build 3 fake paths to meet the needs of different martial artists, similar to the venerable emperors of the extreme path." 3 paths? Fang Ping was surprised. "What about the energy path?" Back then, there weren't many martial artists who walked the energy path, so we didn't consider this problem at that time. Fong Ping nodded. So these 3 paths were built successfully? Yes, we spent a huge price to connect the 3 fake paths from the source behind the gate of reality, which is also the energy source of the gate of void. The energy behind the gate of void also comes from behind the gate of reality. The fake path also leads to the source behind the gate. In fact, if that's the case, this is actually a good thing. Connecting the path is a monstrous achievement. The Western Emperor said with some pride. At that time, those of us who participated, who wouldn't be proud. The path was broken, and those of us who helped to repair it silently, repairing the fake path, so that the future martial artists could walk on the Emperor's path instead of having no way to go. Fong Ping nodded. This was indeed a great achievement. It could be said that the original intention of the fake path was somewhat similar to the legendary Nuwa patching up the sky. These powerhouses had silently repaired the broken Great Tao of the origin. This was an incomparably huge contribution. However, Fong Ping knew that there would be a follow-up. Otherwise, there would be no Wang Ruobing. As expected, Emperor West sighed. But who knew, some unforeseen events happened later. Emperor West frowned. When the fake path was first built, no one had broken 8. But later, it seemed like Heavenly King was about to break through the gate of void. It was also at this time that we discovered some problems. Fong Ping's gaze was a little strange. At that time, Heavenly King Suppressing was already preparing to break through the gate of void? This old fellow was really a bit of a dog. He even lied to himself, and said that he only broke 8 after the heavenly realm was shattered. Of course, it might be true. After all, according to Emperor West, there seemed to be a problem when he was breaking through. Emperor West thought for a while and said, "Actually, this old and useless one doesn't know much. I only know that when he broke 8, after the gate of void was broken, the end was not in front of the gate that we imagined. What was the purpose of building the Sanjiao gate? It was to let martial artists have a buffer so that they would not step into the source and encounter great danger. But that time there was an accident. When Heavenly King broke the gate of void, there was a huge change. The fake path seemed to run directly through the source, not in front of the gate that we imagined." Emperor West frowned. That time, Heavenly King failed. Actually, it was also us who secretly stopped him, forcefully sealing his gate and not letting him continue to break. However, the problem is still very serious. Where does the fake path lead to? How did the fake path that was originally built under the gate directly connect to the source? Did some big problems occur in the process of building the fake path? Fong Ping listened carefully. After a while, Emperor West did not utter a word. Fong Ping asked hurriedly, "What happened after that?" Emperor West looked at him. After a while, he said slowly, "This old and useless one's memory ends here. It's gone." Fong Ping was so angry that he almost vomited blood. Without another word, he swung his fist and punched. "I listened to you for so long, not for the process, but for the result. In the end, you told me that it was a eunuch. Don't you know that eunuchs will be beaten to death?" Emperor West was also helpless. "I really don't know. After all, this old and useless one is only a memory fragment, not a complete memory. How it was resolved after that, this old and useless one doesn't know. The only thing I know is that this fake path behind the gate of void has indeed gone wrong. It might have been tampered with, and the person who did it shouldn't be this old and useless one. After all, this old and useless one still knows what happened before." Fong Ping snorted. "You removed yourself from the picture. In that case, the person who did it might be someone else? Do you have a suspect?" Emperor West laughed. "They are all emperors. What you suspect might not be true. Don't be fooled by some false appearances. So, even if this old and useless one has a guess, it will only be my guess. I won't tell you and let you be affected." "Humph," Fong Ping said impatiently, "these are only 2 questions. The third question, the reason for the outbreak of the Heavenly Realm War, the specifics. I don't know. This old and useless one doesn't have this memory either. Then tell me about the one who created the source. There are too many. What do you want to know? Don't ask in general. This old and useless one can answer your question. Fang Ping said lightly, is he alive or dead? An immortal existence. Emperor West's answer was simple. He won't die unless the source is completely destroyed. Where is he now? I've already answered all three questions. Emperor West refused to answer. He laughed and said, young friend, this old and useless one has already told you what you want to know. If you want to leave, you'll have to win at least 2 rounds if you want to leave with Azure Cat. If you want to leave with Celestial Polarity, you'll need at least 3 rounds. Do you really believe that you can still win 3 rounds? Fang Ping said in surprise, why would I bring Celestial Polarity? He's your son, not mine. At most, I'll bring Azure Cat with me. What's the use of bringing him? Emperor West laughed. If you don't bring him with you, you might not be able to make it to the last round. The last round doesn't require the strength of one person. Although this old and useless one doesn't know the specific process of the test, but it's better to have more people. In the past, Unquestionable Sword might not have really broken through the last round. Before the Tao Tree came to me, it had also broken through many rounds. However, until now, it still hasn't broken through the last round. It's obvious how difficult it is. And now, all of you people have entered this place one after another. I'm afraid it's not just one person. Maybe someone discovered the mystery within and gathered the geniuses and elites of the 3 realms to break through the last round together. The Tao Tree. Fang Ping suddenly had an answer. He sneered. What a grand scheme. It's done by the people under the Emperor God's tutelage. This time, it was Yi who came here. In that case, they're actually in cahoots. The purpose is to break through the last round, right? Probably. Fang Ping frowned. But the others have broken through so many rounds. The possibility of reaching the last round isn't high, right? He felt that the hope was very slim. Emperor West chuckled. The last round doesn't mean that one has to be the last to reach it. What do you mean? It's also random? Fang Ping was puzzled. Emperor West said slowly, it's not random. It's the last round. Logically speaking, one has to be the last to break through. However, Emperor West looked toward the roof and the outside that could not be seen. He murmured, the Tao Tree might have already found some tricks. It has already secretly linked up the rounds that it has broken through. Once someone has broken through each round, there will be some gap. It might be able to summon the people in each round to the last round. Fang Ping looked at him and smiled faintly. You seem to know a lot. Why are you telling me this? Because I don't want the Emperor God to succeed. Emperor West said softly, the Emperor God might be one of the masterminds behind the fake Tao. The Emperor God wants too much and is too mysterious. He even wants to surpass that person and become the true Supreme One. He created the Tao Tree. He took Zhan as his disciple. He has done many things. He will never tell us what he has done. He is the first emperor who has proven his Tao. He is too mysterious. Emperor West looked at the celestial pole and sighed. If the Emperor God really has some conspiracy, our real bodies might have been restrained long ago. There is no emperor in the 3 realms now. Perhaps this is the outcome that the Emperor God wants. We have fallen, but the celestial pole has not. He thinks that Emperor West does not love him, but how would he know that Emperor West might not be like what he thinks, not caring and not asking? He was Emperor West, but he was not. The celestial pole was his son, but it could also be said that he was not. At this moment, Emperor West's projection glanced at the celestial pole with a complicated look. Fang Ping saw this and laughed. So you want me to protect the celestial pole? What do you think, little friend? Nothing, you haven't given enough benefit. Emperor West laughed and thought for a while. The celestial pole said that the West Palace is still there. Since the West Palace is still there, then some things that I left behind may still be there. This child may not have found out, otherwise, he would not be so miserable. What? A divine weapon, a jade bone divine pill, jade bone divine pill? Yes, I have entered the world behind the door once in the past. Behind the gate of life, I seized some jade liquid of life and asked the Emperor God to refine 3 divine pills. One of them was given to the Emperor God, one was given to the earthly emperor, and one was kept for myself. I was going to give it to the celestial pole when he reached the heavenly king realm. Is the effect good? Very good. The celestial pole said that Hongkuan breaking the 8 should be related to this thing. Fong Ping's eyes were bright, looking at the celestial pole. This idiot was still sealing his 6 senses. Fong Ping chuckled. Okay, no problem. I will protect the celestial pole. Isn't that saving his life? Give it to me. It's in the West Palace. You can get it yourself. Having said that, Emperor West laughed again. But I will not give in chess. This is also the rule. If you want to continue to the next round, you have to win 3 games. It's easy. Fong Ping was carefree. He did not care at all. What was this? Just winning 3 games. Soon, Fong Ping and Emperor West started the 3rd game. As for the celestial pole, he did not seal his 6 senses anymore. He wanted to see how Fong Ping would win this time. After Emperor West added a series of preconditions, it was indeed difficult for Fong Ping to win, but it was not a problem for Fong Ping. The 3rd game began. This game was still going well at the beginning, but soon, Emperor West had a headache. His stones were too few. The cat bit off a black stone as if it was not intentional. Fong Ping did not seem to see it. Emperor West smiled bitterly. This counts as an outsider participating, right? Fong Ping laughed. How can this count? The cat did not place a stone. It accidentally ate a stone. I did not eat it with a stone. Senior did not say that this can't be done. Emperor West was speechless. I admit defeat this game. He added another condition. This time, he chased the cat away directly, not letting it cause trouble here. The cat was very innocent. It did not like to eat it. The liar asked it to do it, okay? This time, Fong Ping did not ask questions. He would talk after winning 3 games. The 4th game, Emperor West could not help but sigh. Why did my black stones turn white? Senior did not say that I can't change color. Emperor West could not stand it anymore. The celestial pole was also looking at Fong Ping in a different light. He had refreshed the lower limit. A shameless person was indeed extraordinary. He had won 4 games in a row. This fake father of his was being abused miserably. The 5th game, Emperor West looked at Fong Ping with a burning gaze. Continue. Let's see what you do this time. He had already added countless conditions. You steal the stones, regret the stones, change color, none of these were allowed. He wanted to see what other ways he could come up with. Under Emperor West's somewhat dazed gaze, Fong Ping stretched out his hand. His fingers were like a pen, and he drew many squares on a grid on the chessboard. Fong Ping placed a stone in the drawn grid and said calmly, Senior did not say that the chessboard cannot be changed. Since he did not say so, then I've won. Emperor West was exhausted. He felt that he would never want to play chess again in this life. He suspected that if he continued to play, this kid could still win. When faced with a shameless person with a lot of tricks, no matter how perfect the rules were, there would still be loopholes that he could exploit. This game of chess was meaningless. At this moment, Fong Ping had won 5 games in a row. Just when Fong Ping wanted to continue, Emperor West suddenly said, There are outsiders coming. I'll send you out. You can go to the next stage. Without giving Fong Ping a chance to speak, a strange force swept over. Fong Ping, the cat, and the celestial pole were all swept away, disappearing from the chess room in the blink of an eye. No. I'm not done yet, Fong Ping's faint voice was heard. In the next moment, a figure appeared. Emperor Kun frowned slightly and murmured, "Fong Ping?" After saying that, he saw Emperor West too. The serious Emperor of the West. Emperor West was still quite dignified at this moment. When he saw Emperor Kun, he said lightly, 9 consecutive chess games, the winner will clear the stage, the loser will continue. After saying that, he said lightly, the rules are as follows. No continuous placing of stones, no stealing stones, no eating stones, no changing of the chessboard. Emperor Kun was dumbfounded. I didn't plan to do that. How can I do that? I don't know. Also, this rule. Why does it sound a little awkward? Very soon, he suddenly thought of something. Emperor Kun's expression changed slightly, the corner of his mouth twitching. Uncle West met that shameless villain Fong Ping? Emperor West said nothing. However, Emperor Kun understood. With a face full of sympathy, he said helplessly, no wonder. This shameless kid has a lot of tricks up his sleeves. He's thick-skinned and black-hearted. No wonder Uncle West deliberately added the rules. Sigh. It was a pity. Emperor Kun felt that he was too kind. Turned out that it could be done this way. If he had known earlier, he would have cleared the stage easily. Unlike now, Emperor West seemed to be stimulated. His chess was steady and accurate. After playing dozens of games consecutively, Emperor Kun's head was about to explode. Every time, he was quickly defeated by Emperor West. He could not play anymore. Emperor West did not go easy on him at all. How many games had Fong Ping won against Emperor West? P.S. 7,000 chapters asking for monthly votes. Chapter 1300. Old Rules. Thank you, brothers, for your support this month. His mood was still pretty good. He had already taken first place in the monthly votes rankings, but the best-selling rankings still hadn't budged. Gao Wu also had more than 7,100,000 words, and there were 540,000 new words this month. I'm finishing up. I mentioned last time that it would be around September, but I don't think I'll be able to write it until October. During the finishing period, I've added some narratives and filled in some of the holes from before. Don't feel bored, everyone. In short, thank you, everyone. You've really allowed me, Old Eagle, to be glorious all the way to the end. Thank you, everyone. Continue to work hard next month. Also, after 12 p.m., brothers, vote for some guaranteed monthly vote. We'll fight for 3 out of 5. Let's see if we can get first place for free, cough cough. First place for a few days is fine too. Good night, brothers, time to sleep. Global High Martial Arts will end in July. Thank you, everyone. Currently typing, please wait a moment. After the content has been updated, please refresh the page to receive the latest update. Chapter 1301. Damn it, I'm not done yet. While King Kun was suffering, Fong Ping was cursing in the street. Emperor, she had gone too far. I can still continue to win. Right now, there are still many things I want to know that I haven't asked. Also, there are some benefits that I haven't gotten yet. This is too much. The old man Western Emperor was too much. The cat shook its head and cooperated. Heaven's Fate, who was also teleported away, sighed inwardly when he heard the man and cat's words. Why was there a need to be so ruthless? Look at that fake father of hers, he's about to break down. Let him live for a few more days. Celestial Pole seriously suspected that this place wouldn't be able to exist for much longer. Perhaps, this time, it would be demolished. If he dismantled it, the illusion would be gone, and his father's memories would also disappear. Can't you let people live for a few more days? Celestial Pole did not speak. He opened his eyes quickly. He was not as open-minded as Fong Ping. This place was extremely dangerous. They could encounter other strong enemies at any time. Fong Ping, on the other hand, did not observe his surroundings the moment he came out, but cursed instead. Was he not afraid of being ambushed? Fong Ping was not too afraid. Big Cat's mentality was very strong. If someone really wanted to attack, Big Cat would have sensed it long ago. Since this cat could curse along with them, it was obvious that it was not in danger. Moo! Fong Ping was just about to observe his surroundings when a cow's cry rang out. A gigantic palace appeared before Fong Ping's eyes. Outside of the palace, an old, green ox roared as if it had just seen a cat. The cat also craned its neck to take a look, and when it did, it said curiously, "Cow." "Old ox." "Liar, it's old cow, little cow's ancestor." "Water power." Fong Ping saw it too. He shook his head quickly. A projection of water power? Water can also be projected? Moo. The cow moaned again. Outside the palace, the water buffalo roared again. It still looked at the green cat with some fear and anger. The cat could not be bothered with it and muttered, "I'm too lazy to eat an overlord-level cow." If this projection was as strong as before, it would only have the strength of an emperor. The emperor-level projection cow didn't even have the taste of beef, so how could a cat eat it? Fong Ping did not know whether to laugh or cry. Obviously, this bull still remembered the old cat. The old cat and the heavenly hound used to have their eyes on the hydraulic power. In that case, this place was Emperor Nan's territory? Fong Ping did not know much about Emperor Nan. He only knew that Xueli was Emperor Nan's mount, and Emperor Nan did not have any descendants. It seemed like he had never appeared before, but the chief Yin Fei had appeared before. Emperor Nan's territory. Behind him, the celestial pole took a glance and said, "Emperor Nan's checkpoint is better than my father's. My father's checkpoint is just a small chess room, but this one is like the Guiyuan Hall in Emperor Nan's palace. I wonder if Emperor Nan's projection is around." "You know him?" Fong Ping asked. Without waiting for the celestial pole to reply, the old cat said loudly, "I've been here before. The place where Emperor Nan entertains guests will sometimes put some delicious food." Fong Ping nodded. "Then let's go in and take a look." Just as he was speaking, someone suddenly roared in the hall, "Stupid cow, what are you shouting for? If you shout again, I'll kill you." As soon as he said this, someone else said in a deep voice, "Chaotic Heavenly King, the water element did not offend the Heavenly King. Why do you keep insulting the water element?" Fong Ping was stunned for a moment. In the next moment, two people walked out of the hall. "Water of chaos." "Yes, water power. True water." Fong Ping looked at the water buffalo at the door, then at the true water element, and could not help but laugh. There were so many accidents in this damn place. The old cat met the fake old cat, and the water element met the fake water element. It was interesting. The water element also saw Fong Ping at this moment. Seeing him staring at him, then at the water buffalo, he felt a little helpless, but soon he was stunned. Fong Ping? At this moment, Fong Ping simply returned to his original appearance, too lazy to transform again. The water element did not pay attention at first, but now he was suddenly in a trance, and said in shock, "You came?" Fong Ping smiled. "I came to take a look. The three realms are bustling, how can I not watch? Didn't I just come in?" Beside him, the celestial pole glanced at him. "Have some shame, did you really just come in?" Anyway, he knew that Fong Ping had passed the 3 checkpoints of Beast Emperor, Heavenly Emperor Zhan, and Emperor Shi. If you pretend to have just come in, would anyone believe you? The water element looked at him suspiciously, but did not say anything. The water element Divine Island and the humans were allies. At this moment, the chaotic Heavenly King looked at Fong Ping gloomily. "Why did you come in, kid?" Fong Ping smiled. "Chaotic, you don't seem to welcome me?" "Humph." The chaotic Heavenly King said angrily, "Motherf asterisk cur, my chaotic heavenly nation finally gathered a group of old brothers, but in the end, that group of bastards clamored every day to join you and do great things with you." The more chaotic Heavenly King said, the angrier he got. "Can't I do great things? Why should I join Fong Ping?" Displeased, the chaotic Heavenly King humphed again. "It's useless even if you come, I can't get out of this place. I've been trapped for a long time. He had not broken through a single stage, and was still here until now. The water element Divine Island's first stage was Emperor Nan's, but he could not break through. At this moment, someone walked out of the main hall again. As soon as Haiyu saw Fong Ping, he turned and ran, fleeing frantically, his face pale. The Catacombs Saints. This time, the Catacombs sent 2 saints. The governor and Haiyu. The governor was at the Beast Emperor's stage. Fong Ping did not intervene. Haiyu was at Emperor Nan's stage, so he got along well with Chaotic Heavenly King and the others. Although Chaotic Heavenly King was rough, under normal circumstances, as long as you did not provoke him, he would not bother with you. Haiyu was still at ease before, but now that he saw Fong Ping, he did not hesitate at all. Run. Fong Ping glanced at him, not caring. Run? Where could he run to? If he did not break through these stages, he would not be able to leave. Too lazy to care about that guy, Fong Ping smiled. What's the test for this stage? Have any of you broken through the other stages? Chaotic Heavenly King said gloomily, No. Motherf ****, who knows what Emperor Nan means? That old thing's projection is in the main hall, but he's in closed-door cultivation, ignoring us. I don't know what he's up to. The water element Divine Island said helplessly, Master doesn't talk at all. We've already searched the entire Hall of Origins, but we didn't find anything unusual. We can't leave at all, and there's no way to break through. How many people are here? The water element Divine Island said immediately, 6. Other than the 3 of us, there are 3 others. 1 from Medicine God Island, 1 from Western Imperial Palace, and 1 from the Divine Sect. Someone from Western Imperial Palace is here? The Celestial Pole was a little surprised, but he did not care too much. A few people from Western Imperial Palace came this time. Other than him and Xing Nan, there was only 1 Emperor level, the 7 planets Moi Heavens, 7 planets, Celestial Emperor. It's the 7 planets. The water element Divine Island did not come out, probably not sensing what was happening outside. At this moment, the water buffalo at the door continued to roar at the cat. The water element Divine Island was a little embarrassed, and also felt a little embarrassed. He said helplessly, This projection doesn't seem to have any intelligence, only some simple consciousness. It's not as real as the Emperor's projection. Probably recognized the cat. The cat glanced at him and muttered, Buffalo, why are you so silly? The water buffalo projection was the water element Divine Island. It felt silly. The water element Divine Island was also helpless. He glanced at it. I'm silly? Isn't this all your fault? Many years ago, it had been staring at this old man's flesh. This projection is just some simple consciousness. It probably only remembers this. Seeing you, how can it not be angry? Fong Ping was too lazy to care about this. He smiled and said, Let's go in and take a look. I want to see how Emperor Nan will break through this stage. The water element Divine Island did not stop him. He was a little impatient now. He wanted to leave as soon as possible. If Fong Ping came, he might find something unusual. Anyway, he would not find anything. The group quickly entered the main hall, the Hall of Origins. This was the place where Emperor Nan entertained guests in the past. Haiyu was hiding somewhere and did not appear. Fong Ping did not care about this. Seeing that the Divine Sect's true god was about to run when he saw him, Fong Ping gave him a casual slap. He did not kill the other party, but merely slapped him to the ground, making him unable to move. Fong Ping laughed. Why are you running? I might need you guys later. Your Royal Highness. At this moment, the 7 luminaries Celestial Emperor also hurried over. When he saw the Celestial Pole, he was somewhat happy. His backer had arrived. The Celestial Pole glanced at him. He was not overly courteous and said casually, Stand aside. Let Fong Ping clear the stage. Fong Ping tilted his head and gave him a look. Celestial Pole chuckled and said, "You're an expert in clearing levels. If there's anything good, feel free to take it. We'll join in the fun." Fong Ping was speechless. At this moment, an old man was sitting cross-legged on a huge praying mat at the top of the hall. His eyes were closed, and he did not speak, nor did he open his eyes to look at anyone. Xue Li said helplessly, "He's always been like this. No matter what, he won't open his mouth. Did you fight?" Xue Li was stunned. "What? Did I say I hit him?" Xue Li was embarrassed. Beside him, Luan said, "I gave him a punch, but he didn't react. Let's try and kill him." Fong Ping laughed. "In this kind of situation, if you kill him, there might be some unexpected effects." After saying that, Fong Ping grabbed with one hand. His vitality erupted, and with a rumble, he grabbed Emperor Nan's projection. Under Xue Li's somewhat helpless gaze, Fong Ping punched hundreds of times. In the blink of an eye, Emperor Nan's projection collapsed. Luan could not help but say, "If I kill him, if this guy doesn't say how to clear the stage, then he might not be able to get out." He was also a bold person, but he was a little worried. If he killed Emperor Nan's projection, then he would not be able to get out. "It's okay. If I can't get out, I'll just stay here." Fong Ping did not care about this. He bombarded with a rumble. In the blink of an eye, Emperor Nan's projection was almost completely destroyed by him. At this moment, Emperor Nan's projection, who had been motionless, suddenly opened his eyes. He seemed a little helpless and said in a low voice, "This is the Returnance Hall, a cultivation place. Wait for your own chance to clear the stage." He finally spoke. At this moment, Luan was a little happy. "Kid, not bad. I said that this place might be related to cultivation. This guy has been sitting cross-legged and cultivating. He seems to be cultivating some special cultivation method. I said it was Xue Li, but this stupid bull actually said it wasn't." He finally found a clue. He felt that this kid Fong Ping did have some skills. He discovered the clues as soon as he arrived. He was quite impressive. However, as he was thinking, Fong Ping smashed the projection again with a rumble. Fong Ping said impatiently, "Look for it yourself? Aren't you tired of looking? Stop talking nonsense. Hurry up and tell me how to clear the stage." Everyone was dumbfounded. Xue Li could not help but say in a low voice, "Fong Ping, Master is a sovereign after all." "This," Fong Ping said casually, "it's just an origin projection. It's not the real Emperor Nan. Even if it's real, it's dead. Senior Xue Li, at this time, you're still thinking about that." As Fong Ping said that, he attacked the projection again, smashing the other party's illusion again and again. Fong Ping asked forcefully, "Tell me, how do you clear the stage?" Celestial Polarity shook his head. Sure enough, this Fong Ping guy never had the intention to follow the normal path. If it was someone else who knew about the stage clearing, they would probably stop asking and look for it themselves. Fong Ping, on the other hand, did not have this intention at all. He would beat you up first and interrogate you. If he could not get the answer out of you, then he would think of other ways. Emperor Nan's projection was about to dissipate completely. At this moment, the projection opened its eyes again. Somewhat speechless, it said slowly, "Convergence Hall, cultivate the convergence form." "How do you cultivate it?" Fong Ping asked. Seeing Emperor Nan close his eyes again, he punched out with a rumble and said gloomily, "Senior Xue Li, Emperor Nan has this hobby? Must you beat me up before telling me? Do you want to drip wax on a leather whip? How despicable!" Xue Li smiled bitterly. He did not expect that after being beaten up by Fong Ping, Emperor Nan's projection would reveal more information. Before this, he had never thought of attacking the projection. To clear the stage, wasn't it supposed to clear the stage in an orderly manner? Look for clues, decipher the clues, fulfill the conditions, and then clear the stage. This was probably what all of them were thinking. As for Fong Ping, this guy was a ruffian. He did not care if you had clues or not. He did not look for them because he did not have the time. He came in and beat you up. What respect from the sovereign? There was no such thing. He did not respect the sovereign at all. At the side, Luan felt that he had learned something. So that was how it was. There would be clues after a beating. If one beating did not work, then two. Luan was deep in thought. He was still not reckless enough. Previously, when he punched Emperor Nan, there was no reaction. He saw that the other party was only a projection after all, so he did not care much. Now it seemed that he was still a little inexperienced. After thinking about it, Luan felt that something was wrong. Fang Ping was even more inexperienced. It seems that it's because I'm not reckless enough. Luan felt that he had learned something. Next, he could try it and beat him up if he met him. Luan was still thinking about this when Fang Ping hit Emperor Nan's projection until it split again. Emperor Nan opened his eyes again. There seemed to be some anger in his eyes. Still asking? If he asked everything, why did he need you to clear the stage? Then he might as well send you away. When did such a person appear in the three realms? Why did he not follow the rules at all? Boom! Fang Ping punched out again. Emperor Nan's projection was sullen and growled, "How dare you!" Bang! A louder sound was heard. In the next moment, Emperor Nan's projection exploded with a bang and dissipated directly. Fang Ping was stunned. Water Power was also stunned. Celestial Pole looked at Fang Ping strangely. "You killed him? What do we do now?" Fang Ping was really rude. You should at least wait for him to finish talking. You killed him directly. What should we do now? Fang Ping rubbed his chin and said hesitantly, "He won't die, right? I killed the Beast Emperor dozens of times before, but it didn't die completely. It will recover soon." Emperor Nan died with just one hit? At the back, the others were exhausted. Was this a stage clearing? They were all counting on Fang Ping to clear the stage. He, on the other hand, killed the main character the moment he came. How could they clear the stage now? They waited for a while, but the projection still did not appear. This time, Fang Ping was also uncertain. He said hesitantly, "He's too weak. He died once and he's actually gone. How do we clear the stage then?" Everyone was speechless. How would they know? You killed him the moment you came. Who knows what to do? Luan was also a little depressed. Forget it, stop learning. It's a waste of time. Look at what this bastard did. He killed Emperor Nan directly. How could they clear the stage? Fang Ping did not wait for Emperor Nan's projection to appear again. He thought for a while and said, "Didn't he say something about vitality restoration? Senior Water Power, don't you know what he means?" Vitality restoration, Water Power was not too sure. He pondered for a moment and said, could it be referring to the path of unification after breaking 8? Could it be that we can only leave this place after breaking 8? He was also a little helpless. Fang Ping killed Emperor Nan's projection the moment he came. What should they do now? Could they still clear the stage and leave? At this moment, Fang Ping touched his chin and said, "That's not right. There are still living people here. No living cows. Senior Water Power, isn't that cow outside still alive? Go and try to kill it. Senior, don't blame me." Fang Ping walked out directly. As he walked, he said, "I don't think there will be a projection of Senior in this place for no reason. Under normal circumstances, living creatures that appear in this place have their own characteristic. It's not normal for Senior Water Power's projection to appear here. I'll go and kill it. Senior, see if there are any changes." Water Power was tired. "Was it really appropriate for you to kill this and at the moment you came?" Lian Luan could not help but say, "Fang Ping, if you kill that stupid cow too, there might really be no more clues. Are you sure you want to do this?" "I'll give it a try." Fang Ping did not care about this. He walked out and said casually, "It's fine even if we can't clear Emperor Nan's stage. According to my speculation, even if we can't clear this stage, we can still leave this place in the end. According to Emperor West, they might gather at the last stage in the end. If that was the case, Fong Ping was not worried about clearing the stage. If he really could not clear it, he could just wait here at the most. Anyway, he had already cleared 3 stages. The rewards were not small. As Fong Ping spoke, he had already walked out of the basilica. Outside, the cow was lying on its stomach. When it saw the cat again, it neighed again. Fong Ping did not stand on ceremony. Although this cow was the same as Water Power's real body, Fong Ping did not feel guilty killing this projection. As Water Power could not bear to watch, Fong Ping punched out with a rumble. After a series of punches, he directly blew up the projection cow. Lian Luan and Heavenly Fate were speechless at this moment. Could he really clear the stage so recklessly? It did not feel very reliable. Couldn't Fong Ping be more reliable? Thinking about it, if he was really reliable, then he would not be Fong Ping. This kid did not take the normal path. While Fong Ping was punching randomly, in a mystic realm, Heavenly King met Yin Fei. Both of them were not in a hurry to clear the stage. Heavenly King said telepathically, "Go to your master as soon as possible and clear Emperor Nan's stage. Every stage you clear will increase your chances by 30%. Yin Fei nodded slightly and said telepathically, "Master's stage may not be easy to clear. Emperor Nan's stage should not be considered difficult." Heavenly King laughed. "I got some clues. Emperor Nan's stage should be considered easy. You enter the Guiyuan Hall and learn Emperor Nan's posture. After cultivating for a few months, you should be able to clear the stage. It should be a test of determination and observation. That's simple. Maybe you will have to suffer a little, and it may be a little more troublesome. But among the stages of the emperors, it should be considered easy. Is the information accurate?" "It should be." Heavenly King said solemnly, "I found a clue in Master's stage. It should be left by the Tao tree." Yin Fei frowned slightly. After a while, he said, "Which stage is the Tao tree at?" "I am not sure about this." Heavenly King said sincerely, "Even though it has been in this place for a period of time, you should have sensed it as well. Each level is more difficult than the last. Whether it has reached the final level or not, unless we encounter it, it's hard to tell." Saying that, Heavenly King added, "Actually, it is just a matter of time. Slowly grind, sooner or later these stages will be cleared." Yin Fei nodded. "Slowly grind then." In that case, Master's stage was considered easy. After a while, he could clear it. Both of them were discussing how to slowly grind through this stage. At this moment, Fong Ping killed the water projection again. When the projection of water force was killed, something unexpected happened in this place. This time, in the palace, the 7 planets' celestial emperor, who had not left before, suddenly shouted, "Your Highness, Emperor Nan's projection has appeared again." As soon as this was said, everyone hurried into the main hall. At this moment, Emperor Nan's projection appeared again. He opened his eyes and glanced at Fong Ping and the others. He looked slightly helpless, and his gaze was a little strange. Fong Ping looked at him strangely. Why did he appear now? Emperor Nan, who did not speak much before, said slowly, "Cruel person. When did a devil like you appear in the 3 realms?" Emperor Nan frowned. The Origin Returning Hall is a place of self-cultivation. This stage tests determination and insight, not brutality. You destroyed me and the water projection in succession. This is the demon path. You talk too much. Bang. Fong Ping attacked again. Soon, Emperor Nan's projection was destroyed. Chaos and celestial polarity did not have time to stop him. At this moment, Fong Ping quickly walked out. Sure enough, the water buffalo outside was resurrected. Fong Ping seemed to have discovered something. Soon, Fong Ping's eyes moved slightly. He destroyed the water projection again and quickly rushed back to the main hall. As expected, this time Emperor Nan's projection appeared again. Fong Ping was surprised. So that's how it is. At this moment, Chaos also discovered something unusual. Looking at Emperor Nan's projection, she said strangely, "This old guy seems to have a little more consciousness." Fong Ping nodded. He rubbed his chin and mumbled, "I understand now." Which immoral person connected him with the stupid bull outside? The stupid bull is too stupid, affecting his mind. Kill the stupid bull once, then kill him again. Repeating this, the stupid bull will become weaker and weaker, and will gradually dissipate. And he will gradually regain his consciousness. Is there some top secret and benefits to give us? Fong Ping felt that he was a genius. He actually discovered such a difficult secret. Without waiting for Emperor Nan to speak, a series of banging sounds rang out, killing Emperor Nan's projection again. Fong Ping quickly rushed outside and once again killed the water projection that had just appeared. As for the water projection, it was extremely helpless at this moment. Was Fong Ping scolding it just now? Forget it, it would not bother with him. But this guy was really good. He could even hit it. At this moment, the few of them were also a little speechless. Could anyone really break through this stage? Who had nothing better to do and killed Emperor Nan and the water projection the moment they arrived. Chapter 1302. Fong Ping killed Emperor Nan and the water force projection again and again. Gradually, the water force projection outside began to dissipate. For some reason, there seemed to be some deviation between Emperor Nan's projection and the water force projection. Simply put, Emperor Nan's IQ was suppressed. Ordinary people would not be able to discover this. The people in front of him had used their own intelligence to gradually discover something and break through. Fong Ping, on the other hand, discovered something different by accident. Guiyuan Hall. Emperor Nan's eyes became clearer. He seemed to know that he had been killed by Fong Ping countless times. When Fong Ping was about to kill him again, Emperor Nan sighed softly. "There's no need. If I continue, I will collapse again. This level may collapse." Emperor Nan sighed. He still had some memories of this place. It was not a good feeling to be killed countless times. However, his mind was indeed suppressed before. Without looking at Fong Ping, Emperor Nan looked at Water Force and chuckled. Water Force has become a saint. It seems that the three realms have passed for a long time. Master. At this moment, Water Force's eyes were also a little red. At first, when Emperor Nan saw it, he did not show any emotions. Now, Emperor Nan was different from before. Emperor Nan smiled. "It's been many years since we last met. It's fate. There's no need to be sad." After saying that, he looked at the others. He did not know Luan, but he knew Celestial Pole. He smiled. "Celestial Pole is here too. How's your father?" Celestial Pole said lazily, "He's fine. Not as miserable as Uncle Nan. Uncle Nan is almost comparable to the Beast Emperor. My father was not killed. Beast Emperor was also killed many times. You two are brothers in the same boat. Although my father lost a few rounds, now that I think about it, his luck was still good. Otherwise, he would have been killed dozens of times. It would not look good." Emperor Nan laughed. He did not mind. He looked at Fong Ping again and said, "Young friend, you are bold?" If he was not bold, he would not have done such a thing. Fong Ping did not care about this. He smiled. "Senior Emperor Nan, your mind was suppressed before?" "That's right." Emperor Nan smiled and said, "It's not that I was completely suppressed. It's just that this place is connected. The memory fragments of water power appeared, and they conflicted with my memory fragments. I actually know what happened before, but sometimes I can't say anything." Fong Ping understood, but he did not mind it too much. He chuckled and said, "Senior, can you tell us how to clear this stage now? Actually, this old man has already told you the method to clear the trial." Emperor Nan chuckled and said, Cultivate the body of Guiyuan? How do I fix it? This is a test. Emperor Nan had not finished speaking when he saw Fong Ping's fist already swinging toward him. He could not help but sigh. Was the current 3 realms already like this? If that was the case, then the current 3 realms was truly terrifying. Even Emperor Realm experts couldn't block it. This young man's guts were not ordinary. He fought and killed as he pleased. Emperor Nan looked at Fong Ping and pondered for a while before saying, "Breaking through the barrier is the rule. It doesn't mean that you can break through the barrier just because I let you." Every stage was a test and also a gift. At the end of the breakthrough, there would be a huge increase in strength. Sky Pole said faintly, "Is that so? I just broke through my father's stage. Nothing has changed. It's still the same as it should be." Emperor Nan was a little surprised and asked, "What is your father's test?" "Playing chess." Sky Pole sighed and said, "Uncle Nan knows my father's preferences. Playing chess is his test." "I see." Emperor Nan understood, but he said in surprise, "Then there should be a lot of gains. Your father's chess skills are unparalleled. Breaking through the stage should be to defeat him. If you want to defeat him, you must be one step more calculative than your father. Playing chess improves your spiritual consciousness, tests your determination, intelligence." According to what Emperor Nan said, this stage was not easy to pass. Or rather, it was actually extremely difficult. You had to surpass an emperor in terms of reaction, even if it was just a projection. It was still beneficial to use your brain more. Either he didn't clear this trial, or if he did, the benefits he would reap would not be small. Sky Pole said faintly, "Is that so? I didn't even win. My father lost 5 games to him in a row and let us pass." Emperor Nan looked at Fong Ping in surprise. He quickly looked at the cat and raised his eyebrows slightly. The cat won? The cat's mentality was very strong. He sensed it. Only with strong mentality could he have the confidence to win against Emperor Shi. Especially winning 5 games in a row. Fong Ping's mentality was average. This was not something Fong Ping could do, right? The cat sat up gracefully and wagged its tail, showing an attitude that was not worth mentioning. Fong Ping laughed. Sky Pole also rolled his eyes. "It's not this cat. Can this cat win against my father? It's Fong Ping." "You flatter me." Fong Ping cupped his hands proudly. "Sky Pole, why do you keep flattering me? I'm embarrassed." Sky Pole could not be bothered with him, and did not want to say anything else. "Are you not embarrassed to win?" Fong Ping's way of passing was not quite right. It should be the wrong way to pass. No wonder he did not get any benefits from his father. Passing without any benefits, it's the same whether I pass or not. Sky Pole could not help but say. Fong Ping said indifferently, "It's all right. There are still benefits. Although your father did not give me anything else, he gave me a divine weapon and a jade bone pill. He said it was good stuff." As soon as he said this, Emperor Nan was a little surprised. Jade bone pill. He only refined 3 in the past and kept 1 for himself. He did not give it to Sky Pole but gave it to you? Yes. Emperor Nan sighed. That's not a loss. The jade bone pill is a treasure. Although my spiritual consciousness did not increase, it is enough. He spoke as if he had gotten a bargain. Sky Pole's face stiffened. My father gave it to me? When did he give it to me? Did he give it to me when I sealed my 6 senses? Damn it, Fong Ping, this bastard. How did he fool the fake father? He did not give these things to him but gave them to Fong Ping. He was too much. Emperor Nan shook his head and was speechless. Seeing Fong Ping looking at him, he thought for a while and said, I originally needed to comprehend this round myself. Even if I gave a reminder, it would only be a hint and not much. However, young friend, since you broke through the suppression of water power by coincidence, I will say a few more words. Emperor Nan looked at Fong Ping. Fong Ping smiled and said, Senior, tell me, how do you forge this body of returning element? Body of returning element. Emperor Nan thought for a while before saying, The so-called body of returning element is actually a method of balance. If the cultivator's strength deviates greatly, the effect will be very good. If one's spiritual consciousness is much stronger than vitality, after cultivating the body of returning element, some of the spiritual consciousness will be converted into vitality force. Fang Ping was stunned for a moment, then he frowned and said, "This is nothing." If that was the case, this round was useless to him. He could use the system to balance. The so-called body of returning element was actually useless. The reason why Fang Ping was not balanced now was to make his vitality stronger so that he could have a stronger outburst. If he wanted to, he could balance it in minutes. "This is nothing?" Emperor Nan laughed and said, "My body of returning element is second only to Emperor Donghuang in the 3 realms. Among the 9 emperors and 4 emperors, Emperor Donghuang's body of returning element should have the smallest deviation, followed by me." Emperor Nan's characteristics were not obvious, but he was not really useless. If he was, he would not have reached the Emperor realm. His body of returning element was also considered a rare top-notch technique in the 3 realms. It was not to improve combat strength, but to let martial artists develop in a more balanced manner. However, Fang Ping did not think much of it and said casually, "I tried to achieve absolute balance before, but the price was a decline in vitality, an increase in mentality, and then an outburst of force. Balance is good, but—" Before he finished speaking, Emperor Nan said in surprise, "You can outburst force. I could before." Fang Ping said casually, "I used force to fight with others before, and there was the effect of a qualitative change in vitality. However, using force to maintain balance will cause me to not be as strong as usual when I don't outburst force." Emperor Nan was a little shocked. He looked at Fang Ping for a while and said in a low voice, "Young friend, you are beyond my expectations. You have actually mastered the balance technique, but, according to what young friend said, it is at the expense of vitality force as the price to improve the power of spiritual consciousness. My body of returning element, you may not think much of it, but it doesn't mean that it has no advantages. If it was someone else, even if they had broken 8, their body of returning element would also be a top-notch peerless technique. However, at this time, Fang Ping did not think much of it. Emperor Nan was also a little unhappy. As if he was promoting, he took the initiative to explain, "My body of returning element will also cause a certain decline in strength that is inclined to the strong. However, the decline is not much, far less than the increase. The first time is the best. When cultivating the body of returning element for the first time, it is even possible for one side's strength to not decline, but the other side's strength to achieve balance." "So awesome?" Fang Ping looked at Emperor Nan with a skeptical attitude. "Are you that awesome? Why don't I believe it?" Emperor Nan was really unhappy this time. He said in a low voice, "In the past, even the other emperors thought that the body of returning element was amazing. A few supreme emperors also wanted to learn it. However, this technique also has some limitations. These people are too strong, and the body of returning element can no longer balance them. Even so, the body of returning element has a miraculous effect on breaking 8. Countless people want it, but they can't." Fang Ping nodded at first, then shook his head. "You need to draft before you brag. Countless people want it, and there is a miraculous effect on breaking 8. Emperor, she just said that in the past, other than those beginner martial powerhouses, there were no powerhouses who broke 8 in origin. I don't believe that this body of returning element has an effect on beginner martial powerhouses. Even if it does, it would be strange if they learned it. Beginner martial is already more extreme. If it is balanced, and suddenly falls from breaking 8 to breaking 7, they will cry to death. If you can really balance the two, and one of the strong does not decline, then it means that the beginner martial's breaking 8 technique is both the physical body and spiritual consciousness. So, you're still fooling me. Unfortunately, I'm not so easily fooled. Emperor Nan was a little tired. However, he still coughed softly and said, "If you want to pass this stage, you still have to learn the body of returning element. Moreover, this is also an old man's gift. If you don't learn it, you can't pass this stage." Beside him, Heaven's Pole chuckled. "If he doesn't learn it, I'll learn it." As soon as he finished speaking, Emperor Nan said lightly, "If you want to learn it, comprehend it yourself." Heaven's Pole was stunned for a moment. Luan was also stunned, looking at Emperor Nan. Earlier, Emperor Nan seemed to be persuading Fong Ping to learn it, but Heaven's Pole said he wanted to learn it. What did he mean? Heaven's Pole looked at him uncertainly and said hesitantly, "What does Uncle Nan mean?" Emperor Nan said calmly, "If you want to learn, comprehend it yourself. This is the rule." "What about him?" Heaven's Pole pointed at Fong Ping, somewhat indignant. He gritted his teeth and said, "I heard what Uncle Nan said just now. If he doesn't want to learn it, you still want to teach him?" "That's right." "Why?" Heaven's Pole was indignant. Why did it have to be like this? Was it okay to treat him so differently? Did you forget who killed you dozens of times just now? Because he did achieve force balance before. Emperor Nan looked at Fong Ping with admiration in his eyes and said with a smile, "He's too talented. If he wants to, he can balance it at any time. If that's the case, he can choose not to learn the body of returning element, but I hope he learns it." It was that simple. You're too weak. If you don't have enough talent, I might not be willing to teach you even if you want to learn it. If Fong Ping wants to learn it, then I'll teach him. It was that simple. Was there a need for a reason? How heartbreaking. Heaven's Pole felt so heartbroken that he wanted to die. Was he looking down on them? Luan was also annoyed. "I want to learn it." "Is it because he killed you so many times that you bully the weak and fear the strong, so you're afraid of him? If that's the case, then I'll beat you to death too." Emperor Nan smiled without saying a word. "Try beating me to death." Luan was just about to make a move when beside him, Xue Li said hurriedly, "Heavenly King Luan, don't. If you kill Master's projection, this place might collapse." As soon as he said that, Heaven's Pole thought of something and gritted his teeth. "My fake father said that once the checkpoint is broken, there might be great danger. Don't act rashly." Luan was unconvinced. He gritted his teeth, his eyeballs almost popping out. He was pissed. Emperor Nan smiled and said, "Why compare yourself to others? There were people who passed before me. I didn't say a word, and they also realized the body of returning element. You guys, I've actually said a lot and it's already biased. If you can't comprehend it, then it can only be said that your aptitude is too poor. Your comprehension is also too poor. If you're so poor, how can you prove your Tao?" Luan was still not too happy. He snorted, feeling unhappy. Differential treatment. How pissed off. Fong Ping, on the other hand, looked reluctant. "Senior, why don't you send me through? I feel that it's better not to learn this body of returning element." He really felt that it was unnecessary. His system's function was more powerful than this body of returning element. Right now, he did not want to be balanced, lest his vitality decline. If it declined, he might fall below breakthrough 7. Emperor Nan advised again, "Young friend, there's no harm in trying it. Since young friend has tried to integrate force before, then if you try the body of returning element this time, it might be different." Emperor Nan's face was full of anticipation. The Emperor also wanted to see if his cultivation method was really beneficial. Why did he want to see it? Because those who had not integrated force before had tried the body of returning element. Emperors and extreme Daos could not use this. Whether Breakthrough 8 could be used, he actually did not know. Because as Fong Ping said, there was no origin of Breakthrough 8 previously. As for force, under normal circumstances, there would only be a little and a little condensed after Breakthrough 8. Fong Ping had not broken through Breakthrough 8 yet, but he had already integrated some force. Such a test subject, such a genius cultivating the body of returning element should be very interesting. Of these two, one did not want to learn, and the other persuaded. The others who heard it were upset. We want to learn, but you let us realize it ourselves. This kid did not want to learn, but you forced him to learn. There was no justice in this world. Differential treatment, was there still fairness in this world? In the end, Fong Ping reluctantly said, "Then I'll try. If it's not good, don't blame me for announcing in the three realms that your body of returning element is trash." Okay. Emperor Nan agreed happily. In the next moment, his clone suddenly split into two. There was a moment of confusion in front of the others. In the blink of an eye, Fong Ping disappeared, and the clone of Emperor Nan said calmly, "Since everyone is here, this emperor will also give everyone a chance. Observe this old man's vitality and spiritual consciousness." Everyone looked helpless. Luan was so angry that he wanted to explode. He was going to be given special treatment. At this moment, at the side, a cat walked toward the void with its swollen cat steps, muttering, "This cat will also go take a look." As soon as the words fell, the cat also disappeared. Luan grabbed toward the void but grabbed nothing. Then, his face turned livid, red, and green. How embarrassing! Humans were inferior to cats. He actually could not find Fong Ping and the others' hiding place. Emperor Nan and Fong Ping should still be here, but he could not sense where they were hiding. Instead, it was that cat who found their hiding place. The clone of Emperor Nan that was left behind smiled when he saw this, shaking his head slightly. After all, it was just an afterimage. It was somewhat unable to stop this cat. In the void, Emperor Nan suddenly became transparent, laughing. The rules are still there, this old man can't do some things. This is the loophole of the rules. Pay attention to this old man's energy circulation. He became transparent. As a result, 3 energy colors suddenly appeared on his body. Vitality force, mentality force, origin force. This old man was afraid that Fong Ping could not see clearly, so he even changed the colors. 3 different colors. Even an idiot would be able to understand. This time, Fong Ping was a little interested, staring at him. He saw that these 3 forces, at first, were clearly separated. Soon, with Emperor Nan's circulation, they began to intertwine and began to merge. Seeing this, Fong Ping stared for a while, and the 3 forces gradually merged. Fong Ping seemed to feel something and murmured, "The vitality force and mentality force merged into the origin force, but the origin force collapses easily. The unity fusion power that I seized from the Beast Emperor previously turns out to be a combination of origin force and vitality." Fong Ping suddenly understood. He was wrong. He had always thought that the origin force was the fusion of vitality force and mentality force, but today, Emperor Nan's vitality convergence made him see something different. He vaguely felt that after the addition of Emperor Nan's origin force, a new force was produced. It was very familiar. If he had not eaten the Beast Emperor previously, he might not have known what kind of power it was. Now, Fong Ping finally understood. The fusion power of the unity fusion power. Emperor Nan also looked at him with some surprise. This young man's knowledge was beyond his imagination. These things, even the average broken 8 would not be able to see the reason, but this kid understood at a glance. This actually only proved one thing: Fong Ping really had a lot of knowledge. He himself had produced the origin force, seen and even consumed those fusion powers. At this moment, he, who was now knowledgeable, naturally understood at a glance. If it were anyone else, they might not understand the essence of these powers. Vitality convergence. Fong Ping suddenly understood the origin of the name of this vitality convergence technique. Emperor Nan was not simple either. Fong Ping glanced at Emperor Nan. Just this vitality convergence technique alone was not an ordinary cultivation method. As for Fong Ping, while watching and learning, he was also thinking about a question. What was the purpose of the existence of this place? Dangerous, it was not considered dangerous. This place was more like giving treasures, opportunities to some people. Every monarch, every extreme Tao, has left behind some good things for you to unearth. Every stage was actually helping some people become stronger. The more stages you passed, the more you would gain. By the last stage, you might have already gained a lot. These emperors and extreme, they were just fragments of the origin. The benefits might not be given by their own will, but by the rules that they spoke of. Who was controlling this rule? Who created this emptiness realm? Fang Ping focus. This arcane realm was really not ordinary. Fang Ping suspected that someone might want to create emperors here. Or in other words, to give people a chance to step into the emperor realm. Every sovereign realm and extreme Tao realm expert was giving them some help. Not only that, but it was also very comprehensive. The Beast Emperor gave fusion power, Emperor West gave mentality, Heavenly Battle Arch gave combat techniques and control power, Emperor Nan helped everyone fuse. In that case, there was probably one more who would give some help in vitality force. As for Heavenly Emperor Batian, as far as Fang Ping knew, he was fighting. That might be to give you combat experience. A very comprehensive improvement. Improvement in all aspects, not just in one aspect. One was connected to another. If you had the ability, you had passed many stages, then you would be more comprehensive, learning from the strengths of others. Those who were able to pass through all the checkpoints were definitely the best among those in the same realm. Take Unquestionable Jian for example. Although Fang Ping did not know how many stages he had passed, Unquestionable Jian should not be weak among the same rank. Feng was not weak. He was a powerhouse who had broken 8, but he was almost killed by Unquestionable Jian with one slash. And that was Unquestionable Jian who had already become an empty shell. If Unquestionable Jian had not reincarnated, even if he was still at peak 7, his strength would be even stronger than before. This meant that Unquestionable Jian at his peak might really be able to match a powerhouse who had broken 8. This was the reward after passing the stages. Is this place a place that the emperors can't control? Is this place an accident, or is it deliberately created by someone? If it's intentional, then it means that someone wants to create an all-round invincible powerhouse here. Fang Ping's thoughts turned, but he began to learn the vitality augmentation skill. Why did Emperor Nan insist on teaching him? Fang Ping suddenly felt that it might not be because his talent was too strong, maybe it was because of some rules behind it? Fang Ping was thinking, would this place give preferential treatment to some of the more well-rounded geniuses? Would some powerhouses who were not too well-rounded be suppressed? Would they force you to develop in an unbiased direction? There was this possibility. It's getting more and more interesting, Fang Ping thought to himself. In the next moment, the aura in his body changed. Vitality force, mentality, and a few other forces appeared to interweave and merge. Waves of faint force began to appear. The force rapidly tempered his body. Fang Ping discovered that while his vitality force was being consumed, his mentality was increasing. However, the consumption did not seem to increase much. This meant that this vitality augmentation skill was actually more cost-effective than the system in terms of conversion. This was because the system's conversion was only a one-sided conversion between vitality force and mentality. On the other hand, the vitality augmentation skill had a few more forces. The system is inferior to the emperor's. At this moment, Fang Ping had this thought. In other words, the system's ability could not compare to some specialized powerhouses. Its deduction of combat techniques was not as good as Heavenly Emperor Zhan. Its conversion and fusion of forces was not as good as Emperor Nan's. The system seemed to also want to create a powerhouse with strong balance. Fang Ping narrowed his eyes. The system? Who created it? A powerhouse with strong balance? Or was it a specialized powerhouse who did not want to continue to specialize and made an attempt to see if he could become a well-rounded powerhouse? And was he the experimenter chosen by the other party? Emperor God, Heavenly Emperor Reverse, Heavenly Emperor. At this moment, 3 names appeared in Fong Ping's mind. The system might be created by one of these 3 people. Of course, it was not clear whether these 3 people had this ability. However, these 3 people should be the strongest among the 9 emperors and 4 emperors. As for Heavenly Emperor, he should be an existence that surpassed the 9 emperors and 4 emperors. If that was the case, the possibility of Heavenly Emperor was the highest. Could it be that he was created by Heavenly Emperor? And I actually walked out of his source world? It might not be an accident that I walked out of his source world, but it was inevitable. Fong Ping felt that he was close to the truth. This place might be related to heaven and earth, or it might be related to his system. This was because both appeared to create a well-rounded powerhouse. P.S. There are only 2 chapters left today. I'm too tired after a day's journey. Sorry. Chapter 1303. Fong Ping only realized the benefits of the vitality augmentation when he activated it. At this moment, there was actually force condensing in his body. Condensing bit by bit. Vitality force, mentality, origin power, and vitality. The 4 forces merged and actually produced a stable force. It did not explode. Unlike before, although Fong Ping produced force under the balance of the 2 forces, the force was unstable and could easily explode and hurt himself. Fong Ping was shocked. None of the emperors were simple. Emperor Nan's vitality augmentation was more powerful than he expected. At this moment, his vitality was slightly declining, but Fong Ping did not care about this. At this moment, he was actually in a period where force and other forces coexisted. At this moment, Emperor Nan seemed to feel something. He smiled and said lightly, "Young friend, have you experienced the benefits of the vitality augmentation?" The so-called vitality augmentation is the integration of forces. Even if it is not all force, it can still coexist. Yes, coexistence. This was the most special. Force was very domineering. When force existed, almost all other forces would be suppressed. Now, Fong Ping only converted a part of force, but his vitality force was not suppressed. What did this mean? It meant that he could superimpose vitality force and explode. Before this, Heavenly King Suppressing had said that when force was converted and exploded, the excess vitality force would be wasted. It could not be converted and exploded. Fong Ping was a little shocked, really shocked. Vitality augmentation. He was shocked. Emperor Nan was also shocked. He was a little emotional. This guy was too scary. Origin power wasn't something that just anyone could form. At the very least, one's body had to be strong. Fong Ping's physique was close to 4 million calories, barely becoming a saint. This was the standard for breaking 8 origins. Therefore, under normal circumstances, only breaking 8 could achieve force conversion. As for the beginner martial lineage, they could actually achieve force conversion, but, without origin chi to mediate, it was more likely that they would explode themselves. With origin chi to mediate, they needed to break 8. Without origin chi, it was almost impossible for beginner martial powerhouses. Fong Ping was a special case. In Fong Ping's hands, the vitality augmentation had a great effect. The other broken 8 techniques might not be able to improve combat strength much. Emperor Nan looked at Fong Ping silently. After watching for a while, Emperor Nan's eyes suddenly moved. Just beside Fong Ping, a cat was silently converting its strength. He seemed to be very interested. Seeing that Emperor Nan was looking at it, the cat also widened its eyes and looked at Emperor Nan with a look of reproach. Blame? Emperor Nan was stunned and surprised. He said speechlessly, "Cat, you, old man, why didn't you teach me such a fun skill before?" The cat was dissatisfied, but then it said happily, This is fun. The power of different colors can be used like this. This is really fun. The corners of Emperor Nan's mouth suddenly twitched. He was somewhat speechless. Is this Emperor's origin returning technique really that easy to learn? Was origin power really that easy to condense? Why did this cat master it so quickly? Moreover, it had already begun to condense and convert origin power. Yes, the cat was faster than Fong Ping. This cat's vitality, mentality, and origin energy, it could be said that none of them were weaker than Fong Ping's, and its control over its strength was even stronger than Fong Ping's. When it saw Fong Ping learning, it followed suit and found it quite fun. This time, he played with origin power. If the others saw this, they would probably be stunned. Emperor Nan stared at the cat for a while and murmured, as expected of the heaven's favorite, the cat's foundation and everything else were enough. What it lacked was an opportunity. It had never condensed origin power because it did not even know what origin power was. Naturally, it would not think about it, convert it, or learn it. Today, Emperor Nan turned himself transparent. The four forces turned into different colors and were changing and merging. It was so simple. If the cat still could not understand it, then it was really a stupid cat. The cat suddenly felt that it did not like to learn in the past because these bad people were unwilling to teach it seriously. The cat complained, "They don't know how to teach in accordance with its aptitude at all." Learning was very easy. Look, Heavenly Battle Emperor turned combat techniques into big fish, and it learned it. Emperor Nan turned origin returning technique into lines with distinct colors, and it learned it too. Therefore, learning was not difficult. What was difficult was that these people did not teach it well in the past. The cat's big eyes were filled with resentment as it looked at Emperor Nan. Emperor Nan was a little dazed. Why did he feel like he was guilty? The point was, this lazy cat was still in the right? Emperor Nan was also helpless. He looked at Fong Ping again and sighed in his heart. Two freaks. Forget about the cat. After all, it was an antique. It had lived for too long and had a deep foundation. It was not surprising that it could quickly convert. But Fong Ping, this real freak. Emperor Nan continued to stare at Fong Ping. In the next moment, he frowned slightly. He seemed to have discovered something. At this moment, because Fong Ping's own strength was exhausted, the system generated some power. And at this moment, Emperor Nan's projection seemed to sense something. It was not too clear, but it did sense it. At this moment, Emperor Nan's ravings were almost inaudible. Seed, Emperor Nan's gaze changed slightly. He looked at Fong Ping again, his gaze strange. What was his background? At this moment, Fong Ping opened his eyes and looked at Emperor Nan. He felt that strange gaze and frowned instantly. Why was Emperor Nan looking at him like that? Emperor Nan suppressed the palpitation in his heart and said slowly, "You have learned the origin returning technique. You can leave at any time." Fong Ping was not in a hurry to leave. He said hesitantly, "Senior, do you still have something to tell me? What is it?" Emperor Nan said with a smile, "After all, this old man is just a memory projection avatar. It's not my real body. What I know is limited." Fong Ping raised his eyebrows. "I haven't asked or said anything yet, and you're saying this. Aren't you trying to cover things up?" Fong Ping was not in a hurry to say anything. At this moment, he closed his eyes again, but his gaze was cast on the new data. There was a change in one of the data. Force. Wealth. 254 billion points vitality. 3,200,000 calories. 3,200,000 calories. Mentality. 32,000 Hz. 32,000 Hz. Force. 35 original. 1 original equals 20,000 calories. Jade bones. 26% source world. 915 meters combat techniques. God-slaying sword techniques. Plus 15%. Origin path. Plus 190%. Pseudo-path. Return to 1 spiritual sense path. 100 calories vitality to 1 Hz mentality physique path. 1 Hertz mentality to 100 calories vitality, irreversible, strength control, 96% limit outburst. 11419200 cal /1189500 cal. Fong Ping glanced at it, his gaze strange. His origin power, which had been a question mark before, had actually appeared today. At the Heavenly Emperor stage, Fong Ping's base vitality was 355 million calories. Now, it had dropped by 350,000 calories to 2 million calories. This 350,000 calories vitality, however, had been converted by the vitality normalization technique into 35 original units of force. Force was a level higher than vitality in the first place. After a qualitative change, the 35 original units of force had changed from the original 350,000 calories vitality to 700,000 calories vitality. Fong Ping finally experienced the terror of the vitality normalization technique. Previously, if Fong Ping wanted to achieve a qualitative change, he had to do it all in one go. Now, the vitality normalization technique had given him a process of gradual improvement. The vitality normalization technique converted part of the force, but not all of it. This way, the requirement for Fong Ping's physique was slightly lower. It also gave Fong Ping a process of adaptation. It was not done in one go. This way, Fong Ping could slowly carry out the conversion. This time, his outburst had reached more than 11.4 million. Before entering this secret place, Fong Ping's outburst was less than 10 million. An increase of more than 1 million. Unbelievable! At Fong Ping's level, improvement was usually very slow. Fong Ping, on the other hand, broke through these barriers again and again, rapidly completing the improvement of his combat strength. Not only that, the increase in his combat prowess did not reduce his control. Instead, it was maintained. This was also the benefit of the origin returning art. It was also the foundation that Battle Heavenly Dharch had laid down previously. Fong Ping took a deep breath. After a while, he bowed slightly to Emperor Nan. Although it's only a trace of Senior's origin memory, Fong Ping is still grateful to Senior for bestowing the technique. If I meet Emperor Nan in the future, Fong Ping will repay him. Kindness is kindness, resentment is resentment. Kindness and resentment will not be confused. Heavenly Dharch John's battle techniques and Emperor Nan's cultivation methods were of great help to Fong Ping. As for the Beast Emperor, he had killed it himself. Fong Ping could not be bothered. According to Emperor West, Fong Ping had agreed to protect the Celestial Pole after receiving benefits from him. This could be considered as repayment. Emperor Nan took the initiative to teach him the origin returning technique. No matter what his motive was, it was a favor. Fong Ping suspected that even if the others learned the vitality augmentation skill, they might not be able to do anything. As for him, he had really benefited a lot this time. He had begun to transform toward the Force. If this went on, when his mentality and vitality force had all transformed into the Force, Fong Ping's combat strength would undergo a qualitative change. He should be able to reach the level of Breaking 8, provided that the increase in the origin was still there. Even if it was not there, the transformation of the Force was also extremely beneficial. At this moment, Fong Ping really felt that the gains this time were too great. He had just passed the 4th stage, and he had already completed a huge qualitative change process. Beside him, the cat also followed suit. It closed its paws, arched its paws, and said seriously, "Old man Emperor Nan, next time, I won't go to your house to pick up food. You can eat it yourself." Emperor Nan's projection did not know whether to laugh or cry. Soon, he sighed and said, "After all, it's just a memory projection. This time, I'm afraid it will also dissipate. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Whatever grudges you have with Emperor Nan, whatever disputes you have, it has nothing to do with me. I'm Emperor Nan, not him. This world is not a real world after all. I am not a real life. A sigh sounded. Emperor Nan's projection smiled, closed his eyes, and did not speak anymore. They knew that they were fake. They knew that they were just a speck of dust in history, and they might also disappear in the next moment. In this world, there would no longer be a trace of their existence. But since they were here, they might as well leave behind some proof of their existence. Emperor Nan's true body might not pass down the vitality augmentation technique. Even if it was passed down, he might not pass it down completely. And he passed it down. He was also Emperor Nan. He did not need to care about the opinion of Emperor Nan's true body. It was fine as long as he was willing. Hearing that, Fang Ping also felt a little emotional. These emperors, to say that they were bad people, but after witnessing all this, Fang Ping felt that even if they were bad people, they also had their own unique charm. In the past, the powerhouses and overlords who could stand out in the Battle of Myriad Dao all had their own uniqueness. This memory projection was enough to prove many things. The previous Emperor Shi, the previous Heavenly Emperor Zhan, without exception, they all left a deep impression on Fang Ping. Emperor Nan's projection did not speak anymore, and Fang Ping did not continue to ask anything. Soon, Fang Ping walked out of the void. Beside him, the cat carried its claws behind its back, also very smug. Fang Ping did not know how strong it was now, but it knew that the cat should have converted some force, maybe more than it did. After all, this cat's foundation was slightly stronger than its own. If the cat converted 1,000,000 cal of vitality, then the cat might have reached the broken 6 Heavenly King realm now. If all of it was converted, this cat might have an outburst of 8,000,000 calories now. Of course, whether it was all converted or not, Fang Ping could not feel it. The cat's mentality was too strong, and Fang Ping could not sense it. Although it was said to be a transformation for Fang Ping, in fact, this trip to the mystic realm was also a huge transformation for the cat. The moment Fang Ping walked out, Luan suddenly looked at him, his eyes narrowed. He was a top-notch powerhouse at peak broken 7, his outburst close to 20,000,000 calories. He was not afraid of Fang Ping. Of course, he had no interest in fighting Fang Ping. Even if Fang Ping was an enemy of all 3 realms, Luan could not be bothered. But at this moment, Luan felt something different. He glanced at Fang Ping, squinted his eyes and said, "Fang Ping, you've gotten a lot of benefits. This old guy is giving you special treatment, it's too unfair. Looks like this vitality augmentation technique is indeed a treasure." Fang Ping laughed. "It's a good thing, but it might not have much effect on you. If I were you, I wouldn't be thinking about learning some vitality augmentation technique. This is my chance, and it's yours too." Luan frowned, staring at him for a while, and said mildly, "What do you mean?" Fang Ping shook his head, smiled and said, "Luan, you're about to break the door. The current you doesn't care about opportunities. Here, breaking the door is your opportunity." Luan's eyes moved slightly. He looked around and murmured, "Actually, I've tried before, but the door I sensed in the outside world seems to have disappeared. How do I break the door?" Fang Ping said meaningfully, "Luan, you've gotten used to it. For people like us, there are some things that we don't need to get used to. If there's no door, don't tell me you're not going to walk?" Luan's body trembled slightly. Previously, he did not sense the existence of the door. Subconsciously, he thought of a question. If there was no door, how could he break the door? But now, Fang Ping meant if there was no door, then he should continue walking? Fang Ping said telepathically, "After the virtual door, there's Duan Dao. It's not necessarily a good thing. You can't break the door now, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. Continue walking forward. As you walk, perhaps after you go out, the 3 doors will merge into one. It's all in front of you. Break 3 doors at once." Luan glanced at him and said telepathically, "It's not as simple as you say." "Of course it's not that simple. How would you know if you don't try?" Fang Ping looked around and said in a low voice, "This place isn't a dangerous place. On the contrary, this place is a land of opportunities, a real land of opportunities. If there are places in the three realms that aren't in the chessboard, this place might be one of them. Even if there are still people scheming, that's not all. At least, most of the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors don't know about it. If you want to break the chessboard, this place is the best place. The other place is the world behind the real door. I'm telling you so much because I want to tell you that you, Luan, were born after the heavenly realm fell. You're the main character in the chaotic era. Since you're the main character, then continue walking. Maybe you'll be in the final battle." Fang Ping's eyes wandered and he said, as if he was talking in his sleep, "I think the final battle will be very exciting. The prodigies of each era, the destined children, the main characters of each era will appear. Won't it be boring if a few of them are missing? From early martial arts to origin to the three realms to the chaotic era, the Demon Emperor Dynasty era, all the way until now, the Neo-Martial era." Fang Ping laughed. "Although the Demon Emperor is dead, I believe that there will be people who will fill this gap. And I really look forward to the day when everyone is there to settle everything. And you're still breaking 7 now. That's a little slow." Luan's expression stiffened. A powerhouse who had broken 7 was looked down upon by Fang Ping. Fang Ping despised him for becoming stronger too slowly. Luan gritted his teeth and scolded, "Brat, don't be too arrogant. I'll break 8 anytime. What about you? Even if you break 7, I'm afraid you're just a beginner now. Do you think you're stronger than me, brat? On the day of the great battle of the three realms, I'll definitely be the main character. You, Fang Ping, have the right to participate and say this." Luan snorted, full of dissatisfaction. "No one has ever complained that I'm messy." Since the rise of the chaotic era, he had never lost to anyone. This time, it was just that his cultivation was faster than his. Was it his own ability? "Unlike me, I'm messed up. That's my own ability." Fang Ping laughed. Beside him, the cat chuckled. Fang Ping was stunned. The cat was stunned too. Fang Ping lowered his head to look at the cat. The cat looked up at Fang Ping with an innocent expression. "Why are you copying me?" Wasn't this what Fang Ping had said? Song Mao had been the one to complain first. Fang Ping's face darkened. This cat seemed to be very active recently. "Can you copy me? Complaining first? Have some shame." Fang Ping was too lazy to talk to it. He smiled and said, "Let's go to the next level." As he said that, Fang Ping punched the void. A figure quickly soared into the sky, roaring, "King Human, I'm invincible." Fang Ping said mildly, "Sea Guardian? There's only one Sea Guardian in the three realms. The monster emperor has abdicated. The position of Sea Guardian should be reserved for Li Wuji. You, what makes you qualified to be the Sea Guardian?" Next to Fang Ping, the true god of the divine sect was terrified. He wanted to leave, but Fang Ping crushed him to death with a finger. 7 luminaries emperor and the true god of Medicine God Island were also terrified. 7 luminaries emperor hurriedly walked behind Celestial Polarity. Celestial Polarity looked at him and glared at him. This kind of subordinate who only knew to seek protection from his master in the face of danger was not a good person. He had decided. He would chase these guys out of West Palace later. Fang Ping casually crushed that true god to death. With one hand covering the sky, his big hand covered the entire returnance hall. At this moment, above his palm, a gray force erupted. Luan's gaze froze. Force. He knew this force. Fang Ping had used it last time. This time, it was not as much as last time, but it was much more stable than last time. Extremely stable. In other words, Fang Ping had mastered a part of the use of force. Not only that, Fang Ping's control of force was so high that it was scary. Luan was also stunned. How did this guy do it? Even if he was strong, he was still young. Without the accumulation of time, how did he manage to increase his force while increasing his control? This was not right. This place has a lot of benefits. Luan licked his lips. This place really had a lot of benefits. Before this, Fang Ping should not have been so strong. At this moment, he had already felt that Fang Ping had reached the level of broken 7. The void here could not be broken into many heavens. Naturally, the weak could not tell, but he was at the peak of broken 7, so he could still tell. Fang Ping's explosive force had reached the level of broken 7, and it was not at the beginner level. This speed of improvement was a little terrifying. Just as Luan was thinking about this, in the distance, Hai Yu was fleeing frantically, trying to avoid the giant hand that covered the sky. He roared, "Fang Ping, you're the broken 7 heavenly king. Do you want to make life difficult for me? I'm only a saint, not even a heavenly king." At this moment, there was no longer any difference in age. He was a weakling. He admitted that he was weak. Fang Ping had reached the level of broken 7. With such strength, he was definitely not a match for him. If this place was a little bigger, he would still think of a way to escape. However, this sealed space was only the size of Guiyuan Hall. In such a small place, how could he avoid the pursuit of a broken 7 heavenly king? Chaotic heavenly king, Hai Yu had already felt the danger coming from behind. He screamed shrilly, "There's a secret on the king, a top secret. He's improving too fast. The heavenly king here is the strongest. If we kill him, we'll definitely gain a lot. This is a rare opportunity. If the heavenly king gets this opportunity, broken 8 and 9 won't even be a dream." Hai Yu had no other way. He could only try his best to bewitch Luan. Only by attacking Luan could he be saved. As for Celestial Pole, he had never counted on it. Luan chuckled and glanced at Fang Ping. Fang Ping looked back at him. Fang Ping would never entrust his life and safety to other people's pity. At this moment, his smile was extremely bright, and the force in his body erupted even more. Just now, his mentality and vitality force had reached a balance. If he forcefully converted them, he could also convert his strength into force. Fang Ping grinned. "Luan, do you want to try?" Luan carried his greatsword and chuckled. "Try? Do you really think you can intimidate me? But who do you think I am? Why would I be ordered around by a trash saint?" Luan's face was full of disdain. As soon as he said that, beside him, Shui Li's expression stiffened. This was too much of a blow. Trash saint. This was like killing a group of people with one strike. At the side, Celestial Pole looked up at the sky. He did not speak. If he did, it would be the trash broken 6 heavenly king later. There were a few madmen in the 3 realms. When he surpassed that level, everyone else was trash. For example, Luan and Fang Ping. Even the saints were trash. He, a broken 60% trash, was not far away. At this moment, Celestial Pole was thinking about a question. After a long time, he suddenly sent a voice transmission to 7 luminaries Emperor. 7 luminaries, when I appeared in the 3 realms as a heavenly king, did I ever enjoy the power of a heavenly king? He was doubting his life. Was he really a heavenly king? Even in ancient times, if a heavenly king appeared in the 3 realms, he would be an absolute overlord. Why did he not have a sense of existence this time? 7 luminaries Emperor felt some sympathy. No, really no. Although you are a heavenly king, the 3 realms have almost forgotten that there is such a heavenly king like you. Those who broke 8 and 7 still have a sense of existence. Those who broke 6, even Tianji has a sense of existence more than you. The 2 kings' names are much bigger than you, Celestial Pole. Celestial Pole was just asking. He quickly comforted himself. It was better if he did not have a sense of existence. Not bad. He was harmless, and he was also a heavenly king. It was safer. Look, no one said they wanted to kill Celestial Pole. It was not easy to be a human. Which other heavenly king did not have a big enemy or something? Celestial Pole comforted himself for a while. He was in a good mood. If he kept this up, no one would care when he broke 8. That would be success. Chapter 1304. Global High Martial Arts has 2 updates today. The second update will be later. Let's talk about the next update. Please wait a moment. After the content has been updated, please refresh the page to receive the latest update. Chapter 1305. Rumble. A loud noise was heard. Fong Ping's palm landed, and Hai Yu's back exploded immediately. He howled in pain. The force was destroying everything about him. Fong Ping, on the other hand, clenched his hand and captured him, saying mildly, "The catacombs is not a good place. Leaving the mountain is fine. Of all the choices, you chose the catacombs. This is the enemy of humanity. I'll send you on your way. Since I'm here, it's not my style to not stain my hands with blood." Bang! A loud noise resounded throughout the returnants' hall. Even Shui shuddered slightly. A saint, a top-notch saint, was crushed by Fong Ping. "Fong Ping, you will die a horrible death." Hai Yu had not been completely obliterated. This top-notch saint's voice was full of resentment. "You will die. Do you think you can escape from everything? Do you think you can break destiny? It's impossible. You're just someone else's pawn. Your human race is in the game. I'll wait for you," Fong Ping said mildly, then continued to wait. "Even if I'm a pawn, I'm still an invincible powerhouse's pawn. My status should be higher than yours. You don't have to worry about my life and death." Rumble. A loud noise was heard. Fong Ping clenched his fist. The gray force obliterated the last trace of Hai Yu's existence. Fong Ping smiled. A saint was dead. Not bad. There were only 3 saints left in the catacombs. The governor was at the Beast Emperor stage. He would see if he could kill him the next time he met him. If he killed him, it would be a gain. True gods and emperors could be kept as practice. Saints, especially those who could break through to Heavenly King at any time, were unnecessary. Hai Yu, a top-notch saint, died just like that. The Beast Emperor stage. In Tianji's storage ring, a jade pendant shattered. Tianji's gaze changed slightly. He sighed. Hai Yu was dead. As heavenly kings, the higher-ups of the heavenly court had the life jade pendants of all powerhouses above true God. Hai Yu had perished not long after they entered the void world. This place was getting more and more dangerous. The earthly emperor stage. Hong Yu's body trembled slightly. He opened his eyes and sighed. Dead again. They rebuilt the celestial heavens with great ambition, but who would have thought that they would fail and meet setbacks along the way, dying one after another. At their peak, there were more than 10 Saint Realm experts. Now they were almost all dead. Hong Yu laughed at himself. Was he still going to fail? He had established the earthly emperor god dynasty 6,000 years ago and thought he could achieve his goal. But now it seemed that he really lacked the ability. Looking at the Emperor of Earth's clone, Hong Yu said softly, "Emperor Father, I'm useless. I've looked down on Big Brother since I was young. I feel that other than causing trouble and being arrogant, there's nothing good about him. But now I have some thoughts. Big Brother might be more suitable to be the overlord than me." Hong Yu's face was filled with bitterness. Failure after failure was a huge blow to him. Battle Heavenly Emperor. Li Zhu also shook his head. Dead again. Over the past few days, they had suffered terrible losses. Fong Ping? Li Zhu thought of Fong Ping. He might not even be able to break through 6 heavenly kings in the sea region. He had a higher chance of breaking through 7. There were only so many who had broken 7. If he was here, Hong Yu would probably be here as well. Who would kill a saint of the heavenly court for no reason? Wouldn't that be looking for trouble for themselves? Even if Chaos was here, he might not be so ruthless. Although Chaos was not afraid of them, Hai Yu was not stupid either. If he was more respectful to chaos and did not snatch his opportunities, chaos would probably not attack a saint. No matter how he thought about it, only Fang Ping would be so ruthless. Fang Ping. Li Zhu sighed. As expected, he had entered. He did not know how many stages Fang Ping had passed. Li Zhu did not care about this anymore. He continued reading. Battle Heavenly Emperor's territory was a treasure land. This time, he wanted to break through 8. Not only did he want to break through 8, but he also wanted to quickly master his strength and become a powerhouse among those who had broken through 8. He wanted to complete the unification as soon as possible. Only then would he be qualified to participate in everything in the future. This place was a treasure land to Fang Ping. It was the same for them too. Fang Ping, the more outstanding you are now, the easier it is for you to be targeted. Are you ready? Li Zhu laughed. If it were not for Fang Ping, in this era, many people would become monsters in the eyes of others. Him too. He had broken through 7. How long had he been cultivating? Tengu, King Kuan, Hongyu, these powerhouses who had broken through 8 were all eyesores. However, the Fang Ping of today was attracting everyone's attention, including the Emperor. That monster had been active at the forefront since he started cultivating. He was invincible. In just a little more than 3 years, he might have broken through 7 now. This kind of person covered up everyone's abnormalities, including powerhouses like the subduing Heavenly King who were about to break through 3 gates. Not many people had that sense of extreme vigilance at this moment. The subduing Heavenly King might not be as fast as Fang Ping when he broke through 3 gates. At least, that was the case for now. One by one, the powerhouses were thinking about their own matters and Fang Ping's matters. Fang Ping's rise was getting faster and faster. However, many powerhouses also felt that this might be Fang Ping's final glory. Being too outstanding might not be a good thing. Moreover, there were many abnormalities in Fang Ping's rapid rise. He was talented and dared to fight and fight, but there were still too many suspicious points and abnormalities in his actions. They were all powerhouses, not fools. Fang Ping might be someone's chess piece. This chess piece was too powerful. In the end, it might be harvested. It all depended on who would harvest it. When would it be harvested? If he was a chess piece of the 9 emperors and 4 emperors, then when Fang Ping reached 8 ranks, he might be harvested. The Fang Ping now felt that it was not too far away. They were thinking. At this moment, Fang Ping directly stepped through the returnant's hall and entered the next stage. In the void passageway, Fang Ping no longer closed his eyes. Instead, he opened them, hands behind his back. On his shoulder, the cat was lying on its stomach, looking around. Fang Ping suddenly laughed. Big cat, when the day comes that I break through 8 ranks, something might happen to me. The cat looked at him, puzzled. Fang Ping laughed. Of course, it's not for sure. Breaking 8 might not be too much of a threat, but when it comes to breaking 9, I might die. Meow. The cat meowed, its tail slapping Fang Ping. Fang Ping laughed. I'm not afraid. I, Fang Ping, live an exciting life. I'm not afraid of all these, but I'm afraid of something now. Meow. Fang Ping tilted his head and looked at it. After a while, he said slowly, I'm afraid that you and I are both a chess piece. The cat was puzzled. I'm not, idiot. Fang Ping laughed. Do you really think I'm not? Do you really think that it's a coincidence that you're here? Stupid cat, be careful. Of course, I might be the bait and you're the reaper. These few days, I've actually been thinking about a problem. You and I have too many similarities, including the origin, including the Tao, including the force, including the golden body. Fang Ping sighed. I might be your cat's food. There shouldn't be anyone here who can monitor us. Listen to me. Maybe someone wants me to be your food, to help you break through 9 ranks or even stronger. But your origin is still flawed. I'm worried that there will be problems in the end. The cat said miserably, but I don't want to eat you. I didn't prepare to let you eat me. Fong Ping rolled his eyes. I'm telling you all this to tell you, remember, if I'm not dead, then don't kill anyone. If I'm dead, whether you want to kill someone or whatever, I can't control it. But even if you want to kill someone, it's best not to kill humans. Fong Ping looked at the cat and sighed. The flaw in your origin might not be a real flaw. Someone might have tampered with your origin. Big Cat, if there's really an unforeseen event one day, would you be willing to self-destruct your origin? The cat looked at him, not saying a word. Fong Ping smiled and did not speak again. At this moment, the cat asked curiously, "Will I die if I self-destruct my origin? If I don't die, will I still be able to eat and drink well without my memories? Can I sleep every day? Who knows?" Fong Ping grinned. "We'll see when the time comes. If someone is plotting against us, we might be able to fight back. In short, put in more effort. Once your origin has expanded to 1,000 meters, don't expand anymore. Train your corporeal body more, let your corporeal body quickly enter the jade bone stage, then forge the force," Fong Ping instructed the cat. The cat's tail wagged, unsure if it listened to him. Ever since this cat followed Fong Ping, it had actually changed a lot of things. Fong Ping also wanted the cat to live a carefree life. Some things could not be said. Saying it would only add to the cat's worries, but in the end, Fong Ping still said some things. It was better to know than not to know. The cat was not a weakling. It was also a top-notch powerhouse. Right now, Fong Ping did not know if the cat's origin had transformed, but he did not ask about it. If it had transformed, this cat might be on par with Fong Ping's combat strength now. When its force transformed, it would still be on par with Fong Ping's combat strength after the transformation. The cat was only a step away. Its foundation was much deeper than Fong Ping's. After talking to the cat for a while, time and space changed. This time, it was not as safe as the previous few times. As soon as Fong Ping appeared, he felt a strong force coming at him. Fong Ping did not make a sound and punched. Boom! A loud explosion sounded. Fong Ping took a few steps back. The person who attacked him also took a few steps back. Fong Ping. King Qian. Fong Ping snorted. King Qian frowned and said coldly, "What a king of man. Last time it was just broken 6. In just a few days it's already broken 7. He was shocked. How many days had it been? He was also a powerhouse who had broken 7, and he was at peak. He was slightly weaker than Luan, but it did not mean he was weaker. His vitality was close to 20 million calories. Even if it was not 20 million, he still had 17 million calories. Although Fong Ping appeared suddenly and he did not use his full strength, he still took a few steps back after one blow. It was terrifying. Fong Ping's strength was not weaker than a powerhouse who had more than 12 million calories. This guy was too scary. In the next second, King Qian frowned and looked at the cat on his shoulder. His expression changed again and again. He seemed to know how Fong Ping came in. Damn it! He had led a wolf into the house. Niumeng? King Qian gritted his teeth. Damn it, it was this guy. He had brought him here. Thinking of this, King Qian was angry and afraid. He could not trust strangers anymore. Fong Ping, this bastard, pretending to be people everywhere. Fong Ping laughed. King Qian, I'm also a member of the divine sect. It's not appropriate for you to attack your own people, right? I met King Kun just now. King Kun and I had a good chat. I even left him some benefits. How could you treat me like this? Humph! King Qian snorted coldly. Whoever believed Fong Ping was an idiot. Fong Ping did not care. He glanced around and raised his eyebrows slightly. This seemed to be a courtyard in the countryside. He did not know which emperor's territory it was. King Qian was not the only one here. There were many people here. Fong Ping also saw Lu Shan from the North Emperor and Yin Fei from the South Emperor. At this moment, These two heavenly kings were also looking at Fang Ping cautiously. King Qian was alone. The two heavenly kings opposite him seemed to be in cahoot. Fang Ping glanced quickly and caught a glimpse of some injuries on Yin Fei's body. He was slightly surprised. A battle had just happened here? King Qian had fought with them? Fang Ping quickly came to a conclusion. King Qian had just fought with the two heavenly kings opposite him. On the ground there were a few corpses. Fang Ping also recognized them. Some were from the catacombs, some from the Medicine God Island, and some from the Divine Sect. If that was the case, there had been a large-scale battle between the two sides earlier? Fang Ping had broken through the 4 obstacles: Beast Emperor, Heavenly Battle Emperor, Emperor West, and Emperor Nan. A while had passed. It seemed like the battle here was about to end. There were only 3 heavenly kings left. If he did not come, the two sides might continue to fight. As soon as Fang Ping arrived, Yin Fei's eyes turned and he said quickly, "Human King, why don't we join forces and kill King Qian together?" Lu Shan also said, "Human King, the Divine Sect and the humans are enemies. What if we join forces and kill King Qian?" King Qian snorted coldly and said coldly, "Fang Ping, looks like you've broken through the obstacles too. Lu Shan and I have been here all along. Yin Fei has just arrived. He has also broken through the obstacles. You and I broke through the obstacles based on our own abilities. What did Yin Fei do to deserve to break through the obstacles? Why don't we join forces and kill Yin Fei? Let's see if we can gain anything." Yin Fei said hurriedly, "Human King, the Water God Island and the humans are allies. I'm the first seat of Emperor Nan and also the eldest senior brother of the Water God Island. You and I are one. King Qian has a chance to break through 8 obstacles. If we don't kill him now, once he breaks through 8 obstacles, the humans will be in danger." The two heavenly kings who had broken through 6 obstacles were not newcomers. It was no wonder that they could resist King Qian. In addition to Fang Ping, who had broken through 7 obstacles, although King Qian was strong, there was still a chance that he could kill King Qian. At this moment, Yin Fei and Lu Shan were extremely worried. The strongest person here was King Qian, followed by Fang Ping and then them. Fang Ping's arrival made the situation full of surprises. If Fang Ping and King Qian joined forces, both of them would be in trouble. Similarly, among the 3 parties, if any 2 of them worked together, the third party would be in danger. Fang Ping glanced at the 3 of them and frowned slightly. He said lightly, "Fighting and killing is not my style. If there's anything, we can talk it out. Why kill people so easily? Do you people only have killing in your minds?" The 3 of them were stunned. This was Fang Ping? What a joke! Human King Fang Ping was not called Human King outside, but Human Devil. Human Devil Fang Ping. This fellow actually scolded them and said that they only knew how to fight and kill? Could he have a better idea? The corner of King Qian's mouth also twitched. Fang Ping, this bastard, was really shameless. Fang Ping did not care about this. He looked around and looked at King Qian with a smile. "Old Qian, lend me the Heavenly King seal for a while. I'll see if I can break through and bring you along." King Qian's expression was very pleasant. "You just came and don't know anything. It's fine if you want to break through, but you want to borrow the Heavenly King seal. Don't you have it yourself?" However, at this moment, King Qian was still a little vigilant. He had the Heavenly King seal, and Fang Ping was collecting the Heavenly King seal. One could imagine that Fang Ping definitely did not have any good intentions toward him. Fang Ping saw the solemn look in his eyes and said with a smile, "What? I'm not planning to kill anyone. To be honest, although you've broken through Peak 7, you might not be able to do anything. You might not be able to defeat me for sure." Fang Ping chuckled. "I'll take the Heavenly King seal with me sooner or later. Lend it to me now. Actually, I can still exchange some things for it." Fang Ping glanced at Yin Fei and Lu Shan and said with a smile, "I forgot to ask. How many rounds have you guys broken through now?" Lu Shan glanced at King Qian from the corner of his eyes and said in a low voice, "Sorry for the embarrassment, King Human. We've been staying in this round." Yin Fei also said in a low voice, "We were lucky to pass this round." "Who's the annihilating emperor? What's the test?" Yin Fei suddenly stopped talking. To them, how to pass the round was a secret. Only by passing the round could they get more benefit. Trapping the others in a certain round was also the consensus of everyone. King Qian had a conflict with him previously because of this. Of course, it was not just this. After all, he had not passed this round. The main reason was that Yin Fei and Lu Shan seemed to have a way to pass this round, but they secretly discussed it and wanted to get rid of him. That was why the fight broke out. Otherwise, he and Lu Shan would not have had such a violent conflict here previously. Fang Ping did not care. He said with a smile, "Passing one round is like a treasure. I've passed 4 rounds, so I don't care too much. Why don't we change the passing technique for another round?" "Forget it. You people are too slow. Maybe your method is not as good as mine." As soon as he said that, the few of them were shocked. Was it true? How long had it been? Even according to the time here, they had only been here for 2 days. Fang Ping had passed 4 rounds in 2 days? Now, a portion of the talented powerhouses had passed 1 round and entered the 2nd round. Most of them were still stuck in the 1st round. If it was that easy, this place would have no secrets a long time ago. Passing the round would be very difficult. In the past, the Devil Emperor came here and spent 100 years to pass some rounds. Until this year, War King had not even passed 1 round. The Dao Tree had been here for many years. Heavenly Kingi said that Ji Yunlai had passed 3 rounds and spent countless years here. In the end, he was defeated at the 4th round and could not pass no matter what. In 2 days, Fang Ping said that he had passed 4 rounds. It was a little unbelievable. King Qian frowned and glanced at Fang Ping. He actually believed it. Fang Ping's ability had improved too quickly. Could it be related to passing the rounds? Thinking of this, King Qian said in a low voice, "You really met Hong Korn?" "Of course." Fang Ping chuckled. "At Emperor West's round. However, I was about to leave at that time. The one who came in should be Hong Korn. King Kuan even greeted me and said that he had met King Qian and that we should communicate more. After all, the last time we worked together to kill the Emperor, our relationship has improved. Look at me. This time, I pretended to be Niu Meng and entered the divine sect. Actually, I told King Kuan about it. We worked together and secretly helped the divine sect. Originally, I was going to kill Hong Yu," Fang Ping said and laughed. "However, I can't be bothered to get involved in their business. Moreover, I'm not a match for Broken 8. King Qian wanted to curse. "Who are you kidding? King Kuan would work with you to kill Hong Yu? Are you awake?" King Kuan did not want to kill Hong Yu. Even if he wanted to work with Hong Yu, he would never work with Fang Ping. This fellow was ruthless. Although he was young, he was extremely ruthless. He had caused the divine sect to suffer great losses several times. Why would King Kuan work with him? Especially when Fang Ping ruined King Kuan's plan. His plan to devour heavenly wood with his clone had failed. King Kuan was holding back his anger. If it was not for Fang Ping's interference, he might have broken through 2 gates by now after devouring heavenly wood. Fang Ping's words were one of disbelief. King Qian could not be bothered to talk nonsense with him. He stared at Fang Ping and glanced at Lu Shan and the other man from the corner of his eyes. If he could not work with Fang Ping, he might be able to work with these 2 to kill Fang Ping. Moreover, it had to be simpler. Among the 3 heavenly kings, he had broken through Peak 7. The other 2 had not just broken through Peak 6. If they worked together, they were confident that they could kill Fang Ping. As for himself, he did not dare to act rashly. He was stronger than Fang Ping. However, if Fang Ping went all out and injured him, there were still 2 heavenly kings here. It would be troublesome if they took advantage of the situation. The three parties held each other back. No one continued to attack. Seeing this, Fong Ping laughed. He lamented, "If I were you guys, I would definitely work together to kill me. I'm a big problem. You guys worry too much." The three of them were stunned. Was this kid pretending to be stupid? Was he confident, or was he purposely provoking them and not wanting them to work together? Fong Ping laughed. "Don't think too much. I'm just saying, if you really work together, I'll be in trouble. Although I can unleash the power of breaking through peak 8 at critical moments, the price I have to pay is not small. Don't force me." As he spoke, a gray force appeared in Fong Ping's hand. Fong Ping laughed. "It's just forcefully converting force. Everyone should have seen it before. I don't have much confidence. If I really forcefully convert, I'll be at a disadvantage too. It's very troublesome. So, it's better not to fight. Everyone, focus on breaking through. I'm just afraid that you guys will take things too hard and force me to attack you guys. That's why I'm warning you in advance." Their expressions turned solemn instantly. Fong Ping's display of force reminded them of this immediately. They had almost forgotten about it previously. Right now, Fong Ping's display of force was much easier than last time. Last time, Fong Ping was not like this. The last time he displayed force, it was when two clones collided with each other. That was how force was formed. King Qian's expression turned solemn instantly. This was troublesome. Now that the three of them were here, it was still fine. If he encountered Fong Ping alone, if this fellow really completely converted into force, could he match Fong Ping? No wonder Fong Ping was full of confidence. If he really broke through peak 8 after conversion, then there would not be many people in the three realms who feared Fong Ping. Other than the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors, among those who broke through peak 8, there were only a few top-notch powerhouses like the suppressing Heavenly King, Tianchen, and the God Creation Envoy who had the confidence to kill another peak 8. King Qian's heart was heavy. Fong Ping was really becoming more and more terrifying. Right under his nose, he was terrifyingly powerful. Fong Ping did not care what he thought. He continued to laugh. "I won't snatch the Heavenly King seal. You can keep it for yourself. If you feel that you're not afraid of death, then continue to stay. I'll see if you think it's worth it to be stared at by me all the time for a weapon. Let's not talk about this. I'm too lazy to kill people and snatch their treasures now. Tell me, whose level is this?" As soon as he said this, before everyone could speak, the cat said lazily, "It's from the human royal family." "Isn't this the human royal family's vegetable garden? I even came here to pick up cabbages in the past." The corner of King Qian's mouth twitched. "You really picked it up?" Yin Fei and Lu Shan were also ancient powerhouses. Naturally, they knew the inside story. They were speechless. "You picked it up? Do you believe it yourself?" No, this cat really believed it. It was forgetful. After lying for a while, it forgot the truth and only remembered the lie. The three of them were speechless. Fong Ping, on the other hand, asked curiously, "Isn't learning the Emperor technique enough for the stage? It should be very simple. Why are you guys trapped here?" The few of them were mentally exhausted. Simple? Learning cultivation techniques was the most difficult. Fong Ping himself learned the vitality augmentation technique. That was also a technique, not a technique. As for Heavenly Emperor Zhan's battle technique, it was just a technique, not a technique. Didn't they see that Warlord and the others were still trapped there? How could the Emperor's test be so simple? Fong Ping, however, did not think much of it. He looked around and asked curiously, "Emperor? No, where's Emperor Slayer? Isn't he here? Come out and teach me the cultivation techniques." King Qian exhaled. "He's not here. The human emperor isn't here. He hasn't appeared all along. Even the cultivation techniques haven't appeared. That's why we're trapped." Fong Ping frowned instantly. Not here? Could it be that he could only appear after killing people like the Beast Emperor? Did these people consider this when they killed the others? That was why they killed the weaklings. Chapter 1306. The human emperor was actually not here for this round. Fang Ping was puzzled. After looking around, Fang Ping quickly looked at Yin Fei and the other man and smiled. Didn't Heavenly King Yi say that Ji Yun had passed the emperor's level? Where is he? Yin Fei said. How Ji Yun passed the level was only a general description. When it came to the emperor technique, Ji Yun did not say much. Fang Ping's eyes were cold. Since I asked you to pass the level, you must learn the emperor technique. Don't you know it? As soon as he said that, King Qian snorted. How could he not know it? He thought that the emperor's avatar would appear here. In the end, there was no avatar and no cultivation method. How could he pass this level? At this moment, the courtyard shook slightly. The next moment, a figure appeared. The emperor. Fang Ping's eyes moved slightly. He frowned. The emperor's avatar appeared? But why did it feel like something was wrong? In the first few levels, Emperor Nan appeared after being killed, and the Beast Emperor appeared out of thin air. It was very abrupt. Fang Ping did not notice it clearly. However, the emperor's appearance was not small. It seemed like he appeared from the void. Fang Ping frowned. Yin Fei and the others did not care about this. When they saw the emperor's projection appear, they breathed a sigh of relief. It was good that he came out. If he did not appear, they could not pass this level. King Qian and Fang Ping might attack them. They were much more polite to Fang Ping. When Yin Fei and Lu Shan saw the emperor's projection, they bowed slightly and greeted. Greetings, Emperor. King Qian also bowed slightly to show respect. This was the emperor. Even if it was just a projection, the respect should still be shown. On Fang Ping's side, the cat whispered, Liar, do you want to kill him this time? To pass the level was to kill the emperor. This was the cat's experience in these few levels. Since the emperor's avatar appeared, then he would kill him. Fang Ping frowned slightly and did not speak. The emperor opposite him gave him a sense of danger. This was not right. The previous Beast Emperor, Emperor Nan, Emperor Shi, he dared to attack not because he was reckless, but because he did not sense the danger. These projections might have strength, but they could only break through 6 heavenly kings. That was why Fang Ping dared to attack unscrupulously. If he really had the ability to break through 8 and 9, Fang Ping was not an idiot. Why would he do something like killing a sovereign so easily? The projection of the Ren Huang did not speak. He glanced at the courtyard and his eyes lit up. After a moment of silence, he looked at them and said indifferently, You want to clear the trial? King Qian said hurriedly, Lord Mortal Emperor, please provide me with your guidance on how to overcome this barrier. He was already impatient from waiting. This damned place still hadn't been cleared. In other words, he hadn't cleared a single level. Even Yin Fei, who had broken through 6 levels, had cleared a level. As for Fang Ping, he claimed that he had passed 4 stages. It was hard to tell if he was telling the truth, but Fang Ping had definitely done so. Otherwise, he would not have come here. On the other hand, he, a heavenly king at the peak of breaking 7, had stayed in this stage for so long. King Qian was also helpless. The emperor had not shown up all this while and did not leave any traces behind. He had only appeared now. This bastard Fang Ping had come at the right time. The human emperor did not say much. He waved his hand and a praying mat appeared on the ground. Sit. King Qian and the other 2 did not stand on ceremony and quickly sat down. Fang Ping paced around and hesitated for a moment before sitting down. The projection of the human emperor in front of him gave him a sense of threat. This made Fang Ping feel that this stage might not be easy to pass. The human emperor also sat down on the praying mat. He looked at them and said calmly, My stage is not easy to pass. As soon as he said that, Yin Fei hurriedly said, Lord, please tell us the method to clear this stage. He and Lu Shan looked at each other excitedly. The Emperor technique could be cultivated to the Emperor realm. As for him and Lu Shan, both of them had already cultivated to the Emperor realm, so this trial was basically free. As the two of them were excited, the human emperor said indifferently, "My stage can be said to be difficult, but it can also be said to be simple. Everyone knows that emperors have their own specialties. I have cultivated for many years and became an emperor not because of my powerful combat techniques, cultivation techniques, or physique. My strength lies in my powerful vitality." As soon as he said that, King Qian could not help but nod. That was true. The heavenly battle Thearka's powerful vitality was actually related to the human emperor. His strength lay in his powerful vitality. The East Emperor was good at mediocrity, while the God Emperor was good at spiritual awareness. As for the human emperor, his strength lay in his vitality. Beginner martial and origin martial are both powerhouses. Beginner martial cultivators are stronger than origin martial cultivators. Everyone nodded again. Beginner martial and origin martial had broken 8. One side had origin energy and the other didn't. Without origin martial cultivators, which origin martial cultivator could be a match for a beginner martial cultivator? A martial artist's vitality will constantly change according to their realm. Once in the true God realm and once in the Jade Bone realm. These are the two most common qualitative changes. In fact, there is a third change. The human emperor was still indifferent. Jade Bone is difficult to forge. Ordinary martial artists can only go through one change. The second change is still far away. Even if they break through 8 and forge their Jade Bone, they might not be able to go through a complete change. In the past, I took a different path and went through another change. That is the third change. He did not mention the 9th refinement of the golden body. Only beginner martial cultivators could achieve the 9th refinement of the golden body. At this moment, Yin Fei and Lu Shan were stunned. The human emperor. Wasn't he testing the human emperor technique? The human emperor continued, "This round tests the effect of your vitality. You don't need to complete the second change. As long as you can guide the change, you will pass." King Qian and the others frowned. However, King Qian smiled and said, "It is our honor that Lord Emperor is willing to teach us the method of vitality change. Please teach us the method, Lord." This was a good thing. Another change in the vitality was something that many people dreamed of. The fact that the human emperor was willing to use his special skill was unexpected. However, King Qian was still happy. If the change was successful, would he not be able to break through 8? The method of the change is the method of stealing the heavens. The human emperor looked at the four of them and said lightly, "In the past, I taught it to many people. In the end, only the change was successful. Whether you can succeed or not depends on your luck." At this point, although Yin Fei and Lu Shan were helpless, they felt that the method of the change was much more important. They nodded quickly. It was unimaginable that it could produce a change in the vitality. The few of them were looking forward to it. How would the change be successful? The human emperor looked at them, then at Fang Ping. He smiled faintly and said, "Young friend, your vitality is strong. Has it changed for the second time?" Fang Ping's eyes narrowed. He smiled and said, "Yes, when I was rank 8, my golden body had a change once. This was not a secret. Almost everyone in the 3 realms knew about it. If not, Fang Ping would not be as powerful as he was now. Since the second change has been produced, the third change will be difficult." The human emperor shook his head slightly. He thought for a while and said, "But everything is possible. If you want the second change in the vitality, you need to meet a few conditions. Spiritual consciousness needs to be strong, stronger than vitality." As soon as he said that, the few of them had no objections. Under normal circumstances, a heavenly king's mentality was above 40,000 Hz. As for vitality force, these people's basic vitality was not too strong. The basic vitality of breaking 6 was usually about 2 million calories, 40,000 Hz was compared to 4 million calories basic vitality. Therefore, as long as one was not too biased, mentality was generally stronger than vitality. This was referring to basic vitality. Therefore, the 3 heavenly kings could do it. As for Fong Ping, both had reached a balance now. He might not be able to do this. However, Fong Ping did not care. If he could really change it again, he could also make his mentality strong. It was nothing more than converting some vitality into mentality. Second, the control of strength must be high. A wisp of vitality force appeared in the human emperor's hand. He threw one wisp to each of them and said calmly, "Break it up into 100 pieces." A wisp of blood-red vitality force wrapped around everyone's fingers. Fong Ping frowned. He sensed for a while. It was about 100 calories. To break it up into 100 pieces, did that not require 100% control of strength? Of course, it might not be 100%. In the past, Fong Ping thought that breaking it down into 1-calorie vitality would be complete control of strength. Now it seemed that it might not be 100%, maybe only 99%. Now, if Fong Ping did not have the Origins enhancement, he might also be able to break it down into 1-calorie vitality. At this moment, even King Qian frowned. He was considered a veteran heavenly king. Moreover, he had not died yet. He cultivated in secret and his strength control was also extremely high. However, at this moment, King Qian frowned and said, "Sir, this is too difficult. Breaking down vitality into 1 card and 1 force, except for a few, almost no one can do it. I am not talented. Today, I can break this ball of vitality force into about 95 pieces, but I can't do 100 pieces. 100 calories, he could break it down into about 95 pieces, which was already unexpected. This meant that King Qian's strength control was probably 95%. For a powerhouse of the Origin, such a high degree of control had already reached a limit. Any higher, that was something that could only be done by an inhuman. The human emperor said lightly, "It's not that easy to achieve a second qualitative change. This is just the prerequisite. Even if it is met, it might not be able to achieve another qualitative change. If you can't even meet the prerequisite, I'm afraid you guys won't be able to pass this round." Fong Ping and the others frowned. This was too difficult. According to the human emperor, it was possible for a beginner powerhouse to do it. As for the Origin, perhaps only the God-forging envoy, heavenly battle emperor, and a few others could do it. This round was too difficult. If that was really the case, who here could pass it? Just as everyone was thinking about this, at the side, the cat seemed to be playing with a ball of yarn, a wisp of vitality force wrapped around its claws. At first, no one cared. However, the human emperor suddenly looked at the cat. Fong Ping also subconsciously glanced at the cat, only to see a strand of blood in the cat's hand suddenly blossom. Yes, like a flower. It blossomed. This strand of blood blossomed in an instant, splitting into strands and strands. If it was not 100 pieces, what was it? The cat did not seem to care about this, playing with great relish. Blossoming was really fun. It really played with flowers. This flower began to combine continuously, turning into a fish. Very soon, the fish turned into a cat, and the cat turned into a dog. Fong Ping watched for a while, feeling a little helpless. This cat, when it was at Heavenly Battle Emperor's side, its strength control was terrifyingly high. At this moment, even Fong Ping did not have the confidence, but this cat was playing happily, it could blossom 100 pieces. The human emperor also had a strange look in his eyes. King Qian and the others did not care at first, but soon saw the look in the human emperor's eyes. They all looked at the cat. With this look, their expressions changed. This cat was a little scary. The cat continued to play with itself. The human emperor shifted his gaze and continued, "Other than these 2 points, there is one more. Vitality must be sufficient. It must be strong enough to maintain the requirements for qualitative change. Of course, for this stage, I only need you to lead the catalyst for qualitative change, not to make you change completely. Therefore, as long as you complete the above 3 points, even if you can't complete them, there is still a chance." At this point, the human emperor stood up and walked around. It seemed to be a vegetable field. The human emperor laughed. "If you can't achieve the second point, you can try and cultivate here. This garden is planted with some 100 leaves. Every time it blooms, you need to irrigate the same amount of vitality force, divided into 100 parts, to irrigate the 100 leaves. It can be more or less, but you need to irrigate the same amount, otherwise the 100 leaves will not bloom. If you want to achieve the second point, you need to condense a fruit after the 100 leaves, 100 leaves fruit. This means that you have completed the second point. This is easier than combat techniques control and vitality division. There is a reference for you to try as much as you want." At the side, the cat raised its head and said with some saliva, "The 100 leaves fruit is delicious, old man emperor, you planted a lot of them in the past." As soon as the words came out, Fong Ping's eyes moved slightly. If that was the case, the human emperor's power control was definitely not low. Even if it was not 100%, it was probably at least 99%. This fellow was also very scary. The human emperor smiled faintly. "Everyone, you can try. After this stage, you can come to me and learn the method of qualitative change. Otherwise, you can stay here and cultivate for a while." As he said that, he added, "I forgot to mention, after 1,000 times, if you can't bear the 100 leaves fruit, you will have failed this stage." As soon as the words came out, the few of them looked solemn. After 1,000 times, it was a failure. Yin Fei and Lu Shan both looked conflicted. Were they not learning the Emperor technique previously? Why did it suddenly become like this? Could it be that the content of the challenge would change? It was also their first time here, so they were not clear about this. At this moment, even though they felt a little helpless, since the human emperor had appeared and explained the requirements of the challenge, if they could not achieve it, it would be their responsibility. Fong Ping kept staring at the human emperor. At this moment, the human emperor walked to the side and sat cross-legged in the void, his figure faintly discernible. At this moment, the others were in the vegetable field, looking at the 100 leaves. King Qian gave it a try, exerting some vitality force and sprouted more than 90 leaves, but not 100 leaves. Seeing that, Fong Ping also walked over. Underground, there was a small sprout. Fong Ping exerted his vitality force, and the sprout bloomed instantly. Very soon, leaves sprouted. Fong Ping counted 97 leaves. Beside him, King Qian's mentality flashed, and his gaze changed slightly. Fong Ping's control of vitality was higher than his. It was a little unbelievable. This fellow's control had always been not that high. How did it suddenly become so high this time? Were there so many benefits from the previous few stages that he had passed? At this moment, King Qian was even more tempted. He had to pass the stages. Only after passing the stages could he obtain more benefit. As for the human emperor stage, it seemed like there were many benefits, but it was only a vitality primer that led to a qualitative change, not a complete qualitative change. There might not be too many benefits. Fong Ping gave it a try and did not continue. At this moment, he transmitted his voice to the cat. "Try it. After you're done, go to the human emperor later and learn the method of qualitative change." The cat looked at him, puzzled. Fong Ping thought for a while and said, "Try it." "Liar." Just as the cat shouted, Fong Ping's eyes moved slightly, and he transmitted his voice, "Speak to me telepathically." The cat did not mind, and transmitted his voice, "Liar, why don't you take down the origin of Tao, which is the pillar that was inserted into it? Maybe you can do it. Let's go learn it together." "I'm just a cat, I don't want to learn it." Fong Ping was speechless. Take it down? He could take it down as long as he passed the origin realm. If he took it down and installed it again, it might break off apart, and the increase of the origin would be smaller. Moreover, in this place, he was not at ease to enter the origin realm to replace it. Once he was targeted by King Qian and the others, without the increase of the origin, he would only have the strength of a saint. How could he compare to these people? Not only that, Fong Ping glanced at the human emperor from the corner of his eyes. That sense of threat appeared again. Fong Ping felt a little strange. Could it be that the human emperor was stronger than Emperor Shi and Emperor Nan? Otherwise, why would his projection's strength give him a sense of crisis? While Fong Ping was observing the human emperor, the projection of the human emperor was also sensing him. Fong Ping. From the corner of his eyes, he glanced at the lily that he watered. The flower had 97 petals. With the origin, he had reached this stage. This meant that Fong Ping's strength control was extremely high, more than 95%. The vitality has changed qualitatively twice. A part of the force was born. I'm afraid he passed Emperor Nan's test and learned the vitality augmentation technique. The strength control is so high, I'm afraid he passed the test of the battle. The strength of the origin is integrated so closely, he might have passed the test of the Beast Emperor. His strength has also reached the level of breaking 7. If the vitality changes qualitatively again, he might be able to break 8. Thoughts arose one by one. The human emperor closed his eyes and did not look at Fong Ping. True blood is integrating. He should be able to change qualitatively again. True blood. At this moment, the human emperor was sensing the lily that Fong Ping watered. With this sensing, the human emperor's heart stirred slightly. The strength of true blood, the strength of his own vitality, and there's another force. As expected, there's a problem. Did he come out from that place, or from another place? That unfamiliar force, who is it? The human emperor's thoughts rose again. At this moment, in his mind, a figure appeared, saying coldly, "This place is under my control. How dare you steal the land under my control?" The human emperor snorted coldly in his heart. You are me, and I am you. You are nothing more than a wisp of essence fragment. The person behind this place is truly audacious to dare to steal our most important essence fragment. How audacious! The voice echoed in his mind, and the human emperor's aura fluctuated. Right at this moment, Fong Ping sensed something unusual. The cat also revealed a puzzled look, looking at the human emperor. Then, it transmitted its voice to Fong Ping. Liar, this guy seems to be talking to himself. The look in Fong Ping's eyes became more and more strange. The human emperor had not appeared. King Qian and the others should have been here for a long time, but they had not seen the human emperor. Not long after he arrived, the human emperor appeared. However, it was an unusual way of appearing, different from the previous few. Not only that, this guy was not tested by the human emperor technique, but by the method of qualitative transformation again, which was more important than the human emperor technique. Was this guy really the human emperor? Or was he really the projection of the human emperor? Fong Ping was a little puzzled. Coupled with the vague sense of threat, it made him even more vigilant. This round was not right. The more Fong Ping thought about it, the more suspicious he became. Could it be that someone had done something bad in this place? This guy, could it be that someone was impersonating him? At this moment, Yin Fei and the others were still trying to divide their vitality bit by bit, when Fong Ping suddenly transmitted his voice, "Kill Emperor Ping?" Buzz. The void trembled slightly, almost imperceptible. However, at this moment, Fong Ping jumped up and ran as if he had been pricked by a needle. As soon as he ran, he turned around, grabbed the cat, and quickly flew into the air. King Qian and the others quickly put up their defense, looking at Fong Ping with some surprise. Was this guy crazy? Meanwhile, Fong Ping had already flown to the edge of the courtyard, unable to leave, but he looked coldly at the clone of the human emperor. This guy was not the projection of the human emperor. Kill Emperor Ping. How could the projection have a reaction, but he did. What did this mean? Before this, he felt that this place was not right. This projection of the human emperor looked more real than the other emperors. If that was the case, this was not a projection, maybe a clone, or even the real body. Damn it, why was the human emperor's clone or the real body here? How did he get in? Or could it be that the person behind this place was the human emperor? The human emperor opened his eyes and looked at Fong Ping, revealing a faint smile. He was a little surprised. He was surprised that Fong Ping was so vigilant, and also surprised at his insight. However, he did not know that Fong Ping's first thought when he encountered the emperor after passing 4 rounds was to kill him. However, when Fong Ping was about to kill him, he felt that it was a little tricky. As for the thought of killing the emperor, it was almost impossible for others to have. Only a rebellious person like Fong Ping, who had the thought of killing him as soon as he arrived, would notice the difference and feel threatened. Otherwise, Fong Ping would not feel that there was anything wrong with him. The aura of the human emperor's clone was no different from the aura of the human emperor's projection. The same went for the memories. Even if there were more clones, there would not be any difference. The clone was more real than the projection, more complete, and the possibility of a flaw was extremely small. But he was still found out. The human emperor looked at the vigilant Fong Ping and smiled. "What's wrong, young friend?" Fong Ping stared at him for a while, suppressed the throbbing in his heart, and laughed dryly. "Nothing, I suddenly realized that this place is really small, so I moved my body." Although that was what he said, Fong Ping was cursing in his heart. Could it be played like this? What was up with this guy? Fong Ping cursed again and again. At this moment, he looked at King Qian and the others, a little conflicted. Should he say that they should join forces to deal with the human emperor? He did not know if this human emperor was a clone or the real body, but the probability of it being the real body was not high. After all, the human emperor's arrival would not be small. If it was a clone, was it a clone that passed 8, 7, or 9? Fong Ping could not be sure. At this moment, Fong Ping was a little nervous. If he could not pass this round, he could not leave. If he could not leave, then he could only be at the mercy of others. Big trouble. Chapter 1307. At this moment, Fong Ping's heart trembled. This was definitely not a projection. It was true. What did the human emperor want to do? He actually pretended to be his projection and entered this round. Moreover, he should have changed the assessment method. A qualitative change in one's blood essence. This was a gift, so why would he do such a thing? Although there were probably only a few who could meet the requirement. However, the Qi blood qualitative transformation art was definitely an extremely high-level secret art. The human emperor had nothing better to do, so why did he have to give this away? Fong Ping was looking at the emperor, and the emperor was also looking at him. Last time, the two of them only met in the air. Fong Ping did not surround and kill the emperor, and the emperor did not have time to care about him at that time. At this moment, it could be considered as the first real face-to-face interaction between the two. The emperor looked at Fong Ping with a smile in his eyes. There was a profound meaning behind it. As soon as the 3 words "slaughtering Emperor Ping Huang" came out, it was too late for Fong Ping to play dumb. Fong Ping recognized him. He was a little surprised. However, human emperor wasn't anxious. Even if his identity was exposed, it wouldn't matter. As for Fong Ping, would he dare to continue saying that he was the real emperor? He didn't dare. The human emperor's eyes were full of smiles. Slaughtering Emperor Ping. That day, Fong Ping had humiliated him to the extreme. Now that he saw her, was he afraid? Fong Ping was a little afraid, but when he saw the other's mocking gaze, he suddenly calmed down. After pinching Big Cat, Fong Ping calmed down a little. He sent a voice transmission, "You don't have to think that you've won for sure. Killing a sovereign, and a clone at that. Maybe there are people who are willing to do it. The sovereign Dao is more attractive than me, Fong Ping." Fong Ping regained his composure. Although he did not know how strong the Ren Huang in this place was, he was 100% sure that it was not his real body. If it was not his real body, it meant that he might not be invincible. Even if he couldn't win, there were still 3 heavenly kings here. They were all unexpected factors. Not to mention, other challengers might come here as well. Since the Emperor had come here, he must have a purpose. Fong Ping did not think that the Emperor's purpose was him. If that was the case, it would not benefit anyone if both parties fell out. The Emperor smiled faintly and looked at Fong Ping. He did not send a voice transmission but said, "Young friend, since the cat has fulfilled the conditions, it can come to my cultivation of the qualitative change technique. As for young friend, as the cat's companion, I will also allow you to listen in." The moment these words left his mouth, the expressions of King Qian and the others changed again. "I can even sit in." They had seen that the cat had fulfilled the conditions, but what right did Fong Ping have to listen in? Just because he was in cahoots with the cat? This was too unfair. Fong Ping gave him a deep look. This place was too small. He could not avoid it. Since he could not avoid it, Fong Ping also wanted to know what kind of tricks he was up to. Soon, both of them sat cross-legged in the void. The gray cat also sat cross-legged in the void with a serious look on his face. His fat buttocks caused the void to deform. Its 2 front paws were crossed in front of its belly. It looked like it was studying seriously. Even the human emperor was amazed. This cat was much more interesting than before. When the azure cat saw the human emperor looking at it, it meowed and rolled its eyes. Was he looking down on cats? "I'm also a straight-A student now. Now that I've learned the origin returning art and the battle technique, I'm a genius. I'm no longer a lazy cat that looks down on others." The human emperor smiled. His mind power fluctuated slightly and sealed the void space. Without giving King Qian and the others a chance to listen in, the human emperor looked at Fong Ping and said with a faint smile, "Fong Ping, we meet again?" Fong Ping said calmly, "Yes, we meet again. No, it should be the 3rd time. Isn't it?" As soon as he said this, the human emperor's gaze was strange. He said lightly, "You're really bold. The person behind the door was really you. You actually dare to admit it." Fong Ping said with a smile, "Why not? You defeated the person who set up the trap in secret. Obviously, you have your own purpose. Do you think I don't know?" Fong Ping exhaled softly. "You're not as simple as you think. There are some things that you may not know, but I think you know more than some emperors. I'm afraid your strength is not weak. You've been hiding for so many years. Recently, you've been making frequent movements. Did you discover something?" The human emperor chuckled. "You're smart. No wonder you're the most monstrous genius of this era." "You flatter me," Fong Ping said calmly. "Anyone with a discerning eye can see that it's nothing. I'm curious, why did you come here this time?" "For the truth, for the seed." The human emperor did not hide it. He said with a smile, "The truth of that year, the truth of many things, I also want to know. Also, this place is related to the seed, and related to Celestial Emperor." The human emperor's voice was faint. "I also want to know everything. I also want to know everything. I also want to know everything that I've done all these years for." The human emperor's voice became more distant, as if he was talking in a dream. He said softly, "Today, life is worse than death. I'm neither human nor ghost. I want to know, everything that happened in these 10,000 years, was it worth it? The seed. Where did it come from? Emperor God, what are you planning? What do you know?" In this three realms, there are so many things that I don't know. The human emperor laughed coldly. There are some things that you don't know. You think that we have everything under control. Little do you know, we may not know everything. And this is out of the control of others. I want to see, what is it hiding? Fong Ping looked at him for a while and said with a smile, I'm not curious about these. I'm just curious. What does the so-called neither human nor ghost mean? What does it mean? The human emperor laughed self-deprecatingly and sighed. Tao. An incomplete great Tao. The emperor god from 30,000 years ago has become a joke, a huge joke, the human emperor said in a sorrowful tone. He laughed at himself. 30,000 years ago, we defeated Chu Wu and won the battle. We thought that we, the emperor god, were invincible in the three realms, immortal and indestructible. But this world has some regrets. 30,000 years ago, the emperor god already had problems. It was just that it was not obvious at that time. The human emperor sighed again. Fong Ping frowned, looked at him and said suspiciously, If you want to say it, then say it. If you don't want to say it, then don't. Don't keep me in suspense. I'm just asking. I won't mind if you don't say it. The human emperor smiled faintly. Actually, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal if I don't say it. Our success is due to the source, and our failure is also due to the source. Fong Ping was just a listener and did not say anything. Seeing that Fong Ping did not speak, the human emperor chuckled and said slowly, 30,000 years ago, Chu Wu was at its peak. Among them, there were a few unprecedented people. One was the sun god, the master of Zhen. The other was the Do, the emperor of heaven today. The other was the firmament, the emperor of God today. The other was the heaven, the emperor of heaven later, the one who created the origin. There was a loud bang. The heaven and earth seemed to be shaking. The human emperor did not care and continued, in Chu Wu, breaking 8 is the strongest, the leader. Among them, breaking 8 can be divided into strong and weak. There were even people who broke 9. Fong Ping's eyes moved slightly. Breaking 9? Seeing that the human emperor had stopped, Fong Ping said in a low voice, Breaking 9 is not the emperor? Yes and no. The human emperor smiled faintly. The emperor of origin can break 9, but no one said that Chu Wu must be an emperor to break 9. If the Do can break 9, does that make him an emperor? If the 4 supremes can break 9, does that make them emperor? The human emperor recalled the past and murmured, that era was magnificent, more chaotic than it is now. Fong Ping did not speak. He had already felt it. The emperor god was also a Chu Wu. This was out of his expectation. These people were also fighting, not just for the path, but also against the universe and the firmament, fighting for their lives, fighting to cross. Later, the emperor walked out of the origin path, completely breaking the limits of the previous path, walking out of a completely new path that did not exist at all, the origin path. The human emperor sighed softly. The origin path came from this. From then on, it became the mainstream path of the three realms, becoming the strongest path in the three realms. However, the human emperor's eyes were cold, and he said in a low voice, That master of ours, the existence who created the origin, in the end, he also left us a mess. The human emperor sneered, not knowing whether he was laughing at himself or at the emperor. He's left us a huge mess to clean up. He created the origin. In order to get rid of the origin's restrictions, he broke the core of the origin universe, escaped, and got rid of the origin. However, he broke the core, and this universe was no longer stable. Since he stole power from this universe, it was not that easy to leave. He did leave, but he used the 9 of us to replace him. Of course, we can't blame him. We were greedy. Who asked us to covet the power of the emperor? After he left, the origin universe was on the verge of collapse. At that time, we walked that path, and many people walked that path. In the beginning, there were no special changes, But later on, we learned that the problem with the origin path was serious. The human emperor sighed. We were imprisoned, or rather, we were used as nourishment. No, perhaps we were the cornerstones of that universe. We couldn't leave. He broke the cornerstones and left in a carefree manner, but he left behind a huge hole, a hole caused by the collapse of the origin. We had to fill it up. Hateful and lamentable. The human emperor sneered. Neither human nor ghost. Isn't that referring to us? We couldn't leave and we couldn't let go. The origin path could not be destroyed. If it was destroyed, we would die. But it couldn't be destroyed. More and more people stepped onto the origin path. This universe became even larger, and its power became even stronger. Of course, we became even stronger. However, a powerful force created this universe, and we, the cornerstones, began to be suppressed. We were in a dilemma. If the origin was destroyed, we would die. If the origin was not destroyed, we would become stronger, but we would also be suppressed. Isn't this ridiculous? Fong Ping frowned, looking at him. After a while, he said, "Then, what does all this have to do with the battle 8,000 years ago? What does it have to do with the Immortal Source project? What does it have to do with the seed?" The human emperor sneered. How could we be willing to suffer for others? How could we agree to replace Celestial Emperor and become the cornerstone of this universe? Even if it was immortal and indestructible, so what? The battle 8,000 years ago was related to this. Among the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors, some people were not satisfied. At the critical moment, they ambushed Celestial Emperor, killed Celestial Emperor's lackeys, suppressed Celestial Emperor, and made Celestial Emperor the cornerstone of that universe again to free ourselves. Fong Ping's gaze changed. The battle 8,000 years ago was not a battle between the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors, but to kill Celestial Emperor? There were still many doubtful points in this. Fong Ping remembered that when he first entered, it was Celestial Emperor himself who requested to build the Immortal Source. In other words, the Immortal Source project was actually proposed by Celestial Emperor himself. If that was the case, what was Celestial Emperor's purpose? The human emperor said that it was to kill Celestial Emperor and make him return to the origin and become the cornerstone of the origin universe. It did not sound problematic. Some things could also be right. Including the earthly emperor and the others, they could all be regarded as Celestial Emperor's lackeys. However, there were still many doubtful points. Was the person he saw behind the door Celestial Emperor? He did not die, but was he suppressed? If these people suppressed Celestial Emperor, then what was the use of the Immortal Source? Also, why did they create the state of martial arts nirvana in the 3 realms? Why did they let countless prodigies gather in this era? The human emperor's words were true, but there must be lies too. The battle with Celestial Emperor 8,000 years ago might be true, but suppressing Celestial Emperor and making them Celestial Emperor's scapegoats might not be credible. Celestial Emperor might not be like what they said, really making them Celestial Emperor's scapegoat. Fong Ping had seen Celestial Emperor on Enlightenment Cliff. He saw him prove his Tao, saw him shatter the stars, and got rid of the origin. Some words of the human emperor could not be trusted. Fong Ping thought about it and asked, "Then Heavenly Emperor Zhan and the others, are they also Celestial Emperor's lackeys?" "Not exactly a lackey," the human emperor sighed. "Celestial Emperor taught them. They can only say that we value our friendship more. But they don't understand. They are not emperors, not cornerstones. Though they are under some restrictions, how can they understand our pain?" The human emperor shook his head. "They don't understand. They think any problem can be solved slowly, but they don't understand that we can't wait." The human emperor sighed again. Also, these 4 were not emperors back then, so their origin was not at its peak. Once they prove their Tao, while they restrict themselves, they will also suppress us completely. We will become a cornerstone in the cold universe. Maybe even our thoughts will be suppressed. What is the difference between us and those stones that have been around for thousands of years? Jean and the others wanted to become emperors, but they didn't know that it was their disaster and also ours. So in that battle, a few extreme Tao experts all died in battle. Fang Ping could not help but exclaim, "Celestial Emperor Reverse is still alive." The human emperor sneered. "He is alive because he didn't walk on the path of origin. That was something that happened later. At that time, he was a venerable emperor but not an origin venerable emperor. To be more precise, he was a beginner martial arts venerable emperor. But Celestial Emperor was also an ambitious man. When we were injured, he tried to step into the origin. I know that he wanted to become the second Celestial Emperor. But he went for wool and came home shorn. At the crucial moment, he was also tricked by someone. He stepped into the source, but he couldn't walk out of the source in one go, break away from the restrictions of the source, and become the second Celestial Emperor. On the contrary, he was restricted, imprisoned. Fang Ping frowned but said nothing. According to the human emperor, the 3 emperors died because they could not be allowed to become emperors. Otherwise, they would harm themselves and others, and everyone would become the cornerstones of the universe that would lose their minds. It might be true, but it might not be believable. As for Celestial Emperor Reverse, he did not step into the origin. At that time, after he ambushed Celestial Emperor, he wanted to seize the fruit of victory. When he stepped into the origin, he wanted to steal the energy of the origin and then leave the origin. It was a pity that he failed. Fang Ping thought about it and asked, "Who set Celestial Emperor Reverse up?" The human emperor smiled faintly. "Many people. Because no one wanted to have a second Celestial Emperor, including Celestial Emperor himself, those beginner martial arts powerhouses, and the Emperor God. They were all unwilling. Therefore, that time, Celestial Emperor Reverse failed. When he was about to leave the origin, someone defeated him and suppressed him. He was trapped like us. What a joke." The human emperor sneered. Fang Ping asked again, "What is the purpose of the celestial source?" "To suppress." The human emperor looked at Fang Ping and said slowly, "In the beginning, the purpose was not to suppress. In the beginning, the celestial source project was to repair the origin universe so that we could get out. But later we realized that it was not going to work." The human emperor sighed. "Therefore, halfway through we changed the plan. It was no longer to repair the origin universe but to suppress Celestial Emperor, to make him the cornerstone of the origin universe again and suppress him." Fang Ping frowned. It sounded rather believable. The Celestial Source Project was originally to repair the origin universe. There should have been a hole in the origin universe, which was the world behind the door. The hole in the world behind the door was actually caused by Celestial Emperor. He exploded his own origin star and seized the power of the origin, but he got rid of the origin. In this way, there might have been a problem in this universe. It seemed logical that the celestial source was used to repair this universe. After that, some emperors discussed secretly and felt that there was no way to repair it. Therefore, they planned to do something big. They suppressed Celestial Emperor and made Celestial Emperor the cornerstone again to save themselves. Fang Ping thought of this and suddenly said, "Since Celestial Emperor was suppressed by you, why didn't you get out?" He looked at the human emperor. If they had succeeded, everything would not have happened. The 9 emperors would have broken free and Celestial Emperor would have become the cornerstone again. Then, all the arrangements after that would have been unnecessary. Why did it happen 8,000 years later? Why did the 9 emperors not get out? The human emperor said softly, "This is also what I want to know. 8,000 years ago, the plan succeeded, but it also failed." The human emperor's gaze grew colder. "There was a traitor among us. Someone changed the plan again and modified the celestial source again, changing it from suppressing Celestial Emperor to something else. Someone was too ambitious and was unwilling to get out. You have to know that getting out actually meant that we had given up on the Emperor's power. Someone was unwilling and wanted to get out while still possessing such strength. Even further, like Do, he also wanted to become the only supreme existence in the three realms. Although the celestial source suppressed Celestial Emperor, there was also a huge problem. The celestial source was not complete. There is a loophole, we can't get out completely. Not only that, Celestial Emperor's state is also very strange. We wanted him to become the cornerstone, not to kill him, but someone wanted to kill him and seize his power. The human emperor sighed. The human heart is the most unpredictable. All kinds of accidents led to a series of subsequent events. We can no longer get out of this predicament. Fong Ping said lightly, is that so? If that's the case, then why plot against us descendants? What benefits does it bring you? The human emperor chuckled. It's also a substitute. We wanted the future generations to have some new emperors. But before that, we had already filled the hole, and at that time there were also some problems with the Tao. I'm afraid it could no longer support the birth of emperors. In addition to the influence of the environment, the strong enemies were all gone. How could we let people become emperors? So, we finally reached an agreement to recreate the Battle of Myriad Daos and let people become emperors. So, becoming an emperor was a trap? You can say that. Fong Ping smiled. Then let me ask another question. Since you said that someone plotted against you, then who plotted against you? Logically, he should have succeeded. Why didn't he kill you? It's very likely that it was Cheong. The human emperor said lightly. He got out, although not completely, but no one knows how strong Cheong is now. He can also move freely in the origin, much more freely than us. Whether it was him or not, I can't be sure. This time, I came here to see the truth of the past. What is a seed? A seed when the three realms were born. Maybe it is the source of this universe's power, the source. The human emperor laughed. This universe gave birth to martial arts, then where does the energy of martial arts cultivation come from? It's from the seed. This seed is extremely mysterious, endless mystery, martial arts. It is said that it originated from beginner martial arts, but in fact, it originated from this seed. The Celestial Emperor walked out of the origin Tao in the past. Maybe it has something to do with the seed. Speaking of this, the human emperor suddenly said, when you said that to the Celestial Emperor, you didn't seem surprised at all? Fong Ping said lightly, what's there to be surprised about? Can that dog be the Celestial Emperor? Can it bear the title of Celestial Emperor? It's too normal for the Celestial Emperor to be someone else. I have some doubts though. Are the dogs and cats raised by the Celestial Emperor? The cat also looked suspicious. Was it? Wasn't this cat wild? Wasn't it a stray cat? How did it become a family? The human emperor smiled lightly. Whether it is raised by the Celestial Emperor, I don't know, but Tian Chun is indeed the Celestial Emperor's disciple. In a way, he is also our junior brother. In the past, after the Celestial Emperor shattered the origin, he disappeared from the three realms and did not appear for a long time. At that time, Tian Chun also disappeared. Later, Tian Chun returned and brought back this cat and that dog. In the beginning, we thought that the cat was the substitute that the Celestial Emperor used to replace himself, the existence that suppresses the origin on his behalf. The cat's eyes widened. The human emperor laughed. That was what we thought at first, and you do have such an ability. Unfortunately, the human emperor sighed. Unfortunately, you have cultivated for tens of thousands of years, but you have not improved at all. With such strength, how can you suppress the origin? We realized that we can't wait any longer. This cat of yours may not be the result we want. Fong Ping's gaze was strange. The existence of the cat was to fill the whole of the origin? There was a certain possibility. In that case, the cat was actually right not to cultivate hard? If the origin was really extremely powerful, the source world would become a huge planet, and it might be used to fill the mess left behind by the Celestial Emperor. Fong Ping glanced at the cat. The cat looked innocent. I don't know. It's not like I didn't cultivate on purpose. I did not intend to cultivate at all. Yes, I did not think about the problem of cultivation. The cat's tail wagged for a while, as if listening to a story, listening with relish. As for whether it was domesticated or a substitute, it did not care too much. Usually, it was too lazy to think about these things that had not happened. Fong Ping was about to ask again when the human emperor laughed. Today, it is useless for you to know these things. You are too weak now. If you participate, you will only be digging your own grave. Fong Ping looked at him for a long time, then laughed. What the human emperor means is that you are here to help me? Not really. It is mutually beneficial. The human emperor laughed. I can pass this round, but I am afraid I can't pass the other rounds, and the God Emperor's people might be here soon. I do not wish for his people to win in the end, or to find out something, or to destroy any evidence. Among the people who came in this time, only you have this opportunity to break through the layers of fog. But your strength is still a little weak, unable to match the Tao tree. He even knew about the Tao tree. Fong Ping said no more. This old man might not be a good person. He would not trust him wholeheartedly and take it seriously. The human emperor laughed. Teaching you the vitality qualitative change method is also to give you more ability to protect yourself. I hope you can break through all the rounds and find out the truth. If there is a chance, you can tell me. It is also a deal. Fong Ping sneered in his heart. I will take the benefit. As for the rest, we will talk about it later. The human emperor hid a lot of key information. The things that he said, to the average person, might not know anything. There were not many loopholes. But to Fong Ping, there were many loopholes. Not to mention, the world behind the door was not that simple. However, since the human emperor did not say anything, he did not bother to ask. Even if he asked, this old man would probably lie to him and interfere with his judgment. If that was the case, then he would talk after taking the benefits. Fong Ping was a little curious. This qualitative change method, how did one cultivate it? Could it make him qualitative change? If it could, then Fong Ping would be even more powerful. As for whether the human emperor had some traps, Fong Ping felt that he should think about it after taking the benefit. If he did not take the benefits, he might still fall into the trap. In that case, he might as well take it all. Even if he died, it would not be bad to die with a full stomach. P.S. The female channel's Drifting Melbourne Missy has released a new book. After voting for the main site, the female channel can still vote for it again. If the little buddies have no use for the female channel, they can vote for Riding Encounter, a love story about horsemanship. Chapter 1308. The method of qualitative change is not something that everyone can learn. If the foundation is not solid enough, the next qualitative change, not to mention if it is possible, even if it is possible, it will also lead to self-destruction and death. The emperor chuckled and said, My second qualitative change method, according to your current words, is a kind of division. Since you are a martial artist, you should know about the division of cells, and my method of qualitative change is the division of vitality force. Fong Ping smiled and said, Your Majesty Emperor is quite fashionable. In that case, you are quite concerned about the affairs of the human world. I'm just a little interested. The emperor smiled and said, The rise of a civilization, for us, is a kind of reflection and harvest. The human race can have today's achievements. Some of the theories are also very interesting, and it also has some enlightenment for us. These few God creation envoys have been learning the human race's knowledge, and the harvest is not small. Then the emperor has come to the human world before? Of course not in his real body, but his avatar did come. The Emperor did not hide this, and said indifferently, but at that time the avatar was not strong, it was just an origin avatar. A rank 9 avatar. A avatar with this kind of strength was indeed not strong. Fang Ping did not dwell on this. It was not difficult for these people to understand the human race's knowledge. At this moment, he was more concerned about the method of qualitative change. Fang Ping looked at the Emperor and asked, "Then how should the vitality second qualitative change be done?" "The reason why I let you draw silk from the cocoon and bloom the 100-leaf flower is to let vitality restore to the basic unit, which is what you humans call one card." The Emperor continued, "One card, you humans define it as the basic vitality unit. That is because you humans were not strong enough before. A true powerhouse, of course, when I say a true powerhouse, you may understand it as the Emperor realm. In our eyes, even the basic vitality can continue to be divided. The difference in strength, the difference in vision, so our standards will also be different. On the basic vitality of 1 calorie, divide it again, and after the division, replenish it." Fang Ping frowned and said, "In this way, it will only strengthen the vitality, but it will not achieve a qualitative change, right?" "Of course," Human Emperor said with a smile. "If it was that simple, then everyone could have a second qualitative change. The essence of the so-called qualitative change is to increase the quality of your vitality. After splitting the 1-calorie vitality, it becomes 2 portions. You return the strength of the 2 portions of vitality to its previous level, and once again merge them into the original 1 calorie. This is the key to the qualitative change." Fang Ping raised his eyebrows. "Fuse after splitting? This is very difficult. It might be possible to forcefully split them apart, but after splitting them apart, returning them to their original strength and then fusing them again, is that possible?" Fang Ping was a little doubtful. Was the method that the Emperor mentioned really reliable? Human Emperor smiled and said, "Of course I can. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said such a thing. Of course, there are some key areas that require special techniques and energy ratios. Otherwise, it will only cause the blood energy to explode. The art of qualitative transformation is this Emperor's unique technique. Other emperors don't know it, so it's not easy for others to learn and break it. Your Majesty, please enlighten me." When the Human Emperor saw how humble he was, a smile appeared in his eyes. He was flexible. Or rather, he was a rascal. This was Fang Ping. When there were benefits, he could call you father. When there were no benefits, this guy could turn on you at any time. This kind of person was very difficult to deal with. But it was good. Human Emperor laughed in his heart. When such a difficult person appeared, the stronger the better. The stronger he was, the more headaches he would cause. Previously, he had suffered a lot at Fang Ping's hands and lost all his face. If Fang Ping became even stronger, then he might not be the one to suffer. Thinking of this, Human Emperor said again, "There's one more thing that I want to say. Most people can only complete a second qualitative change at most, but you might not." Fang Ping frowned. Human Emperor smiled faintly and said, "Since you've exposed some things, then I don't mind telling you that the drop of blood that you absorbed behind the door that day was extraordinary. Your vitality is actually gradually transforming now. It's just that you didn't feel it too clearly because that drop of blood changed everything, not just the strength of the vitality, including the toughness." Human Emperor explained, "Splitting vitality, splitting 1-calorie vitality into 2 parts, then it can't be split anymore. If it's split again, it might cause the vitality force to collapse. This is the reason why we can't go through a 3rd or even 4th qualitative change. And maybe you can go through a 3rd qualitative change according to the method of a 2nd qualitative change, because your vitality force is more resilient and stronger." Fang Ping asked doubtfully, "What kind of blood was that drop of blood?" "True blood." "True blood." Fong Ping frowned. Could there be fake blood? It's just a saying. Of course, if you really think that there's fake blood, then you can also say that. For example, immortal origin blood, many people value it very much. In fact, it can be regarded as fake blood. Human Emperor laughed and said, immortal origin blood is also effective for emperors. It can forge the flesh, strengthen vitality, and prolong life. That's why when the God Creation Envoy asked for 100 drops of blood that day, even the Emperor felt that he was asking for too much. Although the Emperor's flesh is strong, no one doesn't want their flesh to be stronger. Fong Ping nodded and continued, I heard that emperors can already completely not use the origin to increase. Is that true? It doesn't count. Human Emperor sighed and said, I said, this is just a kind of fake separation. We seem to have fused the power of the origin into our bodies and completed the unification, but in reality, we haven't. The increase of the origin is just not that obvious, but once the great Tao of the origin collapses, then the Emperor will only be slightly stronger than ordinary martial artists, and will no longer have the power of the Emperor. The unification of breaking 8 only returns to the origin power, and returns the origin power to oneself. However, in reality, it still exists alone, but it's not as obvious as before breaking 8, and there's an obvious increase of several times. Human Emperor said, and continued to add, of course, the Emperor's body at this time looks very strong, but once the origin collapses, the Emperor's body will also collapse, and it's not like what you think, completely separated. If you completely break away, then you won't be an emperor, but a heavenly emperor. Heavenly Emperor did it? It should be. Human Emperor said uncertainly. His late stage should have already broken away from the shackles of the origin. Just explode your own origin star? Human Emperor squinted, looking at Fong Ping. After a while, he said slowly, you seem to know a lot. Fong Ping said calmly, I've seen it before. After he achieved enlightenment, he exploded his own origin star. On Enlightened Cliff? Fong Ping was not surprised. Back then, Enlightened Cliff was in the Celestial Court. These people often went to observe. He might not be the only one who saw it. Since Human Emperor said so, Fong Ping also admitted it openly. Yes, it was there. Don't believe everything you see so easily. Human Emperor said meaningfully, what you see may not be true. You think that breaking the star will break away from the restrictions, but it may not be true. Maybe someone wants you to see all this on purpose, let you think that breaking the star will break away from the restrictions. Who knows, maybe it's death? Fong Ping said disapprovingly, who cares, I don't plan to learn from him anyway. I have a dream to refine the 3 realms, refining it into my origin world. Do you think I will learn from others? Fong Ping said lightly, since Human Emperor has been a human emperor before, you should understand the uniqueness of the origin world. You should also understand that some people's origin world is unimaginably special, such as the Beast Emperor. He should have some such experiences. Fong Ping said lazily, and I am also walking this path. I can be so powerful because of these. I am refining the human world, and now it seems that the progress is not slow. I have already refined some regions, these regions into my origin world. My next goal is to integrate the entire human world into my origin world. Also, the Earth realm, misery, even including 9th heaven, the origin universe, these are all part of my plans. I am a person with a big dream, not something you old antiques can compare to. Fong Ping said with disdain, then said with a smile, you think I want to break the star? Then you can only say that you are thinking too much. I am stupid. What if I die after breaking? It is better to refine it bit by bit, turning everything into my own. When he said this, Human Emperor's body trembled slightly. He looked at Fong Ping with some disbelief. Human Emperor took a deep breath, looked at Fong Ping, and said in a low voice, are you serious? Great ambition. And it might not be without a goal. This was the real emperor path. Actually, he had guessed that Fong Ping might have embarked on this path, but at this moment, when Fong Ping really told him that his goal was to refine the three realms, Human Emperor was still shocked by his boldness. What great ambition! What great boldness! This was Fong Ping's cultivation path? This person was frightening. Human Emperor's eyes were deep, and he said in a low voice, "You have to know, this path is frighteningly difficult to walk." In the past, Beast Emperor, including Dongwang, actually wanted to walk this path. But Beast Emperor walked a distance, felt that even if he cultivated until he died, he might not achieve anything, so he just gave up. "You actually have such a plan?" Fong Ping said lazily. "Why? Can't I even have a little dream?" "Why did you tell me?" Fong Ping sneered. "It is not like you don't know, maybe you think I am dreaming, but I will prove that I am not dreaming, I will achieve it sooner or later." "Oh right, do you think you can bring back the information here?" "You think too much." Fong Ping shook his head and said, "Unless you leave now, otherwise, if you really want to go with us, I am sorry, to prevent other emperors from descending with their clones to cause trouble, to intimidate those emperors, I will definitely kill your clones. Moreover, there is a huge conflict between you and me. Seeing your clones descending, I, Fong Ping, am indifferent. Aren't the other emperors looking down on me?" Fong Ping said playfully, "Lord Emperor, why don't you go easy on me and just kill me?" Human Emperor stared at him for a long time, suddenly laughed and said, "Aren't you afraid that I will attack you now? And you have not learned the method of qualitative change." Fong Ping sneered, "What am I afraid of? Even if I can't learn it this time, it is okay. I will become stronger sooner or later. But you, if you want to destroy something, you need chess pieces. I, Fong Ping, came to your door to be your sh*t stick, are you not happy? In this three realms, when it comes to the ability to cause trouble, if I, Fong Ping, claim to be the best, no one dares to claim to be second. If you don't believe me, you can try, no matter how many chess pieces you have buried in the end, they will not be as good as me." Human Emperor laughed. This time, his laugh was a little more sincere. He laughed and said, "You are very interesting, bold, and very meticulous. But, Fong Ping, are you really not afraid that in the end everything will be in vain?" "I am not afraid." Fong Ping was still calm. "There are some things that you all think I don't know, but in reality I may not really not know. For example, some of my problems, you all think that they are my flaws, but I don't think so, maybe this is my bargaining chip. You all think that I will die for sure, then I will tell you, even if I die for sure, I will die in a way that people will remember forever." Fong Ping did not avoid some of his own things, saying indifferently, "Whether a chess piece or a chess player, it all depends on one's strength and ability. If I have the ability, I can turn from a chess piece to a chess player. It is too common for the enemy to benefit themselves. Someone spent many years planning, and in the end, it may all be my nourishment. I want to thank him for giving me this opportunity." Human Emperor looked at Fong Ping again and again, suddenly looking at the cat, and said playfully, "Lazy cat, why did you choose him to be your master?" The cat looked at him in a daze. Human Emperor could not help but laugh. "Are you playing dumb? You are the dumb one," the cat retorted, wagging its tail. "I just don't want to answer you, your question is so stupid. I am a cat. If a cat is caught and brought to the house, and given food and drink every day, then the cat will not leave. Why don't you give me food and drink every day too? This cat will stay at your house and not leave." Human Emperor thought for a while, speechless. "Forget it, I can't afford to raise a cat like you. I don't want to either. Back then, Spirit Emperor almost went broke from eating you. Can Fong Ping support a cat like you?" At this point, Human Emperor continued the previous topic. "I can teach you the method of qualitative change. Whether you can complete the method of qualitative change, I am not sure. All these years, only Jean has completed the method of qualitative change, and his vitality force is different from others. Fang Ping, there is one more thing I want to remind you. This place is not simple, there is something behind it. Including the God Emperor's arrangements, the Tao tree has disappeared for nearly 10,000 years, perhaps even earlier than the Devil Emperor Unquestionable Jian. Unquestionable Jian may not have made it to the last stage, but Unquestionable Jian may have seen something, and in despair, chose to reincarnate. The Tao tree has been waiting here for 10,000 years. It is not as simple as you think. Fang Ping nodded, smiling. It has become an emperor? He was just joking, but unexpectedly. Human Emperor raised his eyebrows. A true emperor may not be, but if it is a pseudo-emperor, which is broken 9, it may not be impossible. Fang Ping frowned. What is the difference between a broken 9 and an emperor? You can think of it as an extreme Tao. Human Emperor said lightly, maybe the Tao tree has also embarked on an extreme Tao, and has the power of broken 9, of course, this is only a possibility. In short, don't underestimate the Tao tree. It has left behind a backup plan in these stages. Human Emperor looked up at the sky, saying in a low voice, including this place. Its roots have densely covered the entire void. At a critical moment, it can open all the stages, connect them into a passageway, penetrate a passageway, and gather everyone together. Fang Ping took a deep breath. Then why isn't it doing that now? It is also observing, waiting, searching, and judging. Everything that you have done to break through the stages may be in its eyes. Of course, this stage, it may be able to see some things, but it cannot completely grasp everything, because the controller of this place has already been killed and merged by me. Fang Ping said again, what is the God Emperor trying to do? What is the Tao tree trying to do? This you can only explore it yourself. You are not going to break through the stages. Not going. Human Emperor smiled faintly. After all, I am only an avatar. Even if there are gains, I may not be able to bring them back. It is better to take root here, at the final stage. We may also gather at the last stage. It will save us trouble. If we meet at that time, you and I can cooperate. Having said that, Human Emperor said again, Zhen is also here. He came here, and if there are no accidents, he must want to break the Void Gate, break the 3 gates, but this is the Void Gate. He also has no gate to break. Even if he really passed through the 3 gates, without the false path, I am afraid that Zhen will not be able to continue his path. Human Emperor said this only to dispel some of Fang Ping's delusions, laughing. If you are hoping that Zhen can break the 3 gates, he will have the power to break 9 gates. I am afraid you will be disappointed. Fang Ping said indifferently, not really, whether he can break 9 gates or not, I actually don't care too much. I like to rely on myself to break all conspiracies and schemes, no matter how strong others are, they are still others, not me, Fang Ping. You are ambitious, I am just afraid that you can't do it. Human Emperor did not want to say more. At this moment, he began to talk about his method of qualitative change. The key to the method of qualitative change was splitting and merging. Split 1 calorie vitality, replenish the strength of the split vitality to 1 calorie, then merge the 2. Whether it was splitting or merging, it was a huge problem. Especially the final merging, to forcefully complete the vitality qualitative change. This step, if one was not careful, would cause their vitality to explode. It was terrifyingly difficult. Fang Ping listened carefully, trying to split his vitality into a card, then split the card into 2. But he kept failing. It was too difficult. Even the cat encountered a problem at this moment. This cat split for a while, reluctantly splitting the 1 calorie vitality into 2, but when it recovered again, the merging stage was exploding again and again. In the end, the cat was also impatient. It did not have that much patience, everything was just for fun. Now that this was not fun, it did not want to play anymore. Fang Ping was still trying, the cat was already lying there, ready to sleep. At this moment, it did not forget to ridicule human emperor, muttering, "You don't know how to teach students, so stupid. Only the blood-red guy and old man Emperor Nan know how to teach students." It despised human emperor for not knowing how to teach students. Looking at Heavenly Emperor Zhan and Emperor Nan, it quickly learned combat techniques and the vitality augmentation skill, but this method of qualitative change, it kept failing, all because human emperor did not know how to teach. It was a top student cat, but it could not learn. This could only mean that human emperor was trash. Human emperor smiled without saying a word, too lazy to care about it. This cat's talent was really strong, but with this cat's personality, it was already lucky that it could come this far. Even if its talent was better than Fang Ping, in human emperor's opinion, Fang Ping was the one who could really go further. Many times martial artists did not just talk about talent. Fang Ping's talent was also top-notch. On this foundation, Fang Ping had the determination and perseverance. Just as he was thinking, Fang Ping suddenly scolded, "What rubbish method of qualitative change, it wastes time, at least 1 or 2 years to learn it. With this time, I might as well improve myself, forging jade bones won't take that long." Human Emperor decided to take back what he said just now. He was thinking too much. This guy in front of him was not a patient person. 1 or 2 years. Was it really that long? Maybe. Human Emperor had to remind him, this is just an empty realm. Time is different from the outside world. 1 or 2 years here, maybe 1 or 2 months in the outside world, it is actually worth it. Not worth it? It was worth it, all right. Even Zhan spent more than 10 years to learn the method of qualitative change back then. Of course, Zhan at that time might not be as strong as Fang Ping now. Fang Ping did not care about this. 1 or 2 months was also very long. Right now, it was difficult for him to even separate his vitality into 2 parts, not to mention fusing them. Fang Ping knew that the main reason was that he did not have enough control. To achieve this level of control, it was best for him to obtain Tao, but in front of human emperor, he could not do that. Fang Ping pretended to be impatient. He might as well stop learning. In reality, he already knew the key to it, he just needed to remember it. At most he could go back and retrieve Tao, try it again, it should be much easier. Moreover, he could still hide it in front of human emperor. There was no need for him to show off too much in front of human emperor, there was no need to let this guy see his genius. Fang Ping did not care. He said casually, "My jade bones are about to be formed. Very soon I will be able to go through a qualitative change myself. Forget it, I'm not learning, it's just a waste of time. Human Emperor, if you really want to help me, then help me take the Heavenly King seal from King Qian. This is more reliable than your method of qualitative change." Human Emperor frowned, cursing in his heart. This guy. Was there really a need to count on him? He did not even have this little bit of patience. It made him a little disappointed. Some of the expectations from before, somewhat turned into nothing. Fang Ping previously said that he was ambitious, but now he was not even willing to spend this little bit of time. The method of qualitative change, to everyone, was a great opportunity, but he did not cherish it at all. Such a person, could he go far? Human Emperor frowned. Fang Ping lazily did not care. The benefits first. He did not care about the rest. Human Emperor took a deep breath, really feeling a little disappointed. After a while, Human Emperor said, "I can send you out of this stage, but I can't help you with the matter of King Qian, otherwise, I will also be exposed." Fang Ping frowned. "You can't even help with such a small matter. Forget it, it's useless to count on you, it's better to rely on myself than others." Fang Ping looked unhappy, a little dissatisfied. Human Emperor closed his eyes and did not say a word. He would not help Fang Ping take the Heavenly King seal. This time, he did not come here to show off his imperial power. As for Fang Ping, he did not say anything, but in his heart, he calculated for a while, he was a little happy. He returned to complete the method of qualitative change, then his strength would increase a lot. Of course, this was not something that could be done overnight. In the next stage, he could stay a little longer. You're tuning in to the Phoenix Nights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.